Is Goldgers in your cup? Mm-mm. Hello, Kent. Top of the morning to you. It's Monday. It's Marvelous Monday. I've got some Missouri cons I have to run. I'm down to that point. I got to get the buckets clean because we need the buckets because we're leaving out Thursday to head to the mountains to get some more material. I'm excited. Today's episode of Goldgers in Your Cup is brought to you by Mama Bird. Oh, yeah. That's some good coffee, Mama Bird. Mm-hmm. That's some. Hey, Kyle, welcome in. Let me see who all's in here. Get my tablet. Here's Rob, the train conductor. Choo choo. So we're gonna run some material today. Northeast Prospector. Howdy, howdy. There's my brother, Miller Outdoors. Top of the morning to you, Carl. Tomcat Josh, welcome in. Dan Gothier, powered by Maniac Mining and Prospecting. She can't sponsor Goldgers, says Dan. Dan, you don't make the rules. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to turn this dude on. So, first, let me say this. I pulled the Switchback off the shelf. The last time I used it was the last time I used it with you guys. So you guys can go back and see. And everything worked fine, ran great. One of the absolute best sluices, cleanup sluices that I've ever used. It is fantastic. Well, I pulled it off the shelf and both these little tabs were broke off of it. It's still going to work. I think it's still going to run fine. I don't know if it, was because it was up on the top shelf and it could have been heat stressed. I don't know. It don't matter. It don't matter what it is. I'm sure that Prospector Dream will take care of it. Not a problem there. I just don't like that. It could be me. It could be user error. I don't know. But in any case, I think it's still going to work fine. But before somebody noticed that and spotted it, pointed it out and said, "Hey, GP, what happened?" Well, yeah, it broke. Things happen, man. So we got 12 amazing people in here. I've got I've got two partial buckets of Missouri cons that I got to finish running here and see if there's any gold in there. So I'm going to get started and we're going to try to keep up with chat while we're getting started. So let's turn this dude on, make sure the water's going to flow. This is actually kind of a dual purpose. I need the buckets because I don't know yet how many buckets I'm going to bring back with me. Just don't know. But I also need to make sure that my little lithium batteries are charged up. In order to do that, if you guys have ever charged these, you got to deplete them. You can't just charge them if they get low. And I've been running, let me show you this. Let me show you this one time. I've been running on this battery right there, that 18 inch battery. Been running that thing since November of last year. Multiple uses, hundreds of hours. I don't know how many hours I got on it, but that thing just keeps on going. There's the real Mr. Hogan. Shut up, Hogan. Hey, Zaxxon, welcome in. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to take my tablet right over here and set it down. I'm going to take my Goldgers over here and set it down. And I'm going to start feeding the beast. We're going to feed it. We're just going to see how it does, you know? Who knows? Rob got to make some more, Joe. Oh, he just made some more. Yeah, I just finished pouring the last 2 cups that I had, Rob, myself. So I probably should have, before I started this live, made some more. Some yummy looking material. We're going to dump a big old scoop of her down in there and see how it acts. Looks like it's acting pretty good. Yeah, it does. Well, be back to the grind for me. Well, Carl, brother, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that you're there tonight. I know Mr. Hogan's going to be there on Mama Bird's Live. It's the mash special tonight. We got bucket duck donation races. Donate $1 to the channel, you get a place in the race. And we're going to have 3 races starting out. I know we got 3 races going down. 2 of them for 2 separate quarter-gram boxes filled with all kinds of cool stuff, and one of them's for a 1-ounce silver coin donated by the real Mr. Hogan. And Mr. Hogan says, genetically, I cannot shut up. I can relate to that, Mr. Hogan. It's like noon there, though, says Rob. Well, it's 8 in the morning here. It's 8. Uh, I I forgot how long it took to set one of these up. I haven't done a Goldgers other than down on the riverbank in a while. But spring has sprung. We got an overcast skies today, about 73 degrees. We got a wind that is coming out of the west. I'd say it's 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusting a little harder at times. 9:14 there, says Mr. Hogan. So I hope everyone had a great, fantastic weekend. I know me and Mama Bird, we sure did. '73 Bird says Axon, right? I'm gonna need to turn that up just a little bit. We're gonna need to increase the flow just a little bit. There. That looks much more gooder. That's much more gooder. Uh-huh. This has got some bigger chunks in there that was trying to fill that header box up. Now, this stuff has been classified down to a 1/4 inch, but these grizzly bars will classify down to 16th in there. So works pretty good. Got 20 amazing people in here. Yes, it does. Type 1 diabetes does suck when the insulin kicks in at 2:30 and starts making energy. Yes, sir. I put gold leaf and epoxy and filled all the logos on my switchback. Had to bring it out for luck. Heck yeah. I bet that looks awesome. Don't know if we'll have it. You hear that, Rob? Choo choo. The train conductor. It's sprinkling a little bit here, but that's all right. We're gonna let it sprinkle. We don't care. We don't care. Don't care at all. Richard Dow, welcome in. I bet the K. There's Peter Vamos. Welcome, welcome, Peter. Richard, I bet the catfish are just tearing it up. We got some good rain over the weekend, brung the rivers up and muddy, but we're leaving to go prospecting, catfishing, camping, mushroom hunting Thursday. And I needed some buckets, so I had to empty these buckets out here. Well, that's what I'm doing. And I will be catfishing, me and Mama Bird and Hojo and Lisa and a bunch of other people uh Friday. And I hope to record that. We don't have no cell service down in the mountains where we're going, so I hope to record it. Shannon Rivers, welcome in. Hey guys, just stick around for a few minutes and I'll make you a moderator. Let me make sure you're good people and that welcome to the Gold Kingdom. Crash, crash, howdy. Well, Mr. Hogan, it's that time of year again, so you're going to be seeing a lot more of this, my friend. You're going to be seeing it more and more often. I I think I stored my switchback wrong from the last time you guys seen me use it because when I took it out and brought it off the top of the shelf, I had a couple little fractures in it, cracks that broke these little ears off. And I think I did it myself when I stored it on the top shelf. I don't think that's probably a good place. I'll have to start putting it in the closet with that's my 20 amazing people in here. So hopefully you guys are also subscribed to Mama Bird Scan and on the live tonight to watch some of these amazing people competing for them mash bags. It's gonna be a good time. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna need to raise that side of the sluice up just a little bit. So bear with me. Bear with me. I just fired this thing up. That ought to take care of it. I raised him up about an inch there. Wasn't getting my flow done just right. I don't know how much gold if there's gonna be any in here, but hey, I know. Rocket Dog, welcome in, my friend. Hey, Mama Bird. Whoop, whoop. You hear Mama Bird? It's already cracking, said Jackson. Yeah. And I sent him an email this morning, let him know I'm waiting to hear back from him. But like I said, it's probably the way that I had it stored. It is 3D printed and 3D don't like, it don't like the heat, which it really hasn't been hot in the house at all since I used last, other than some really super cold nights where we had the heat crank, last month. That might have been it. But I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. In any case, I think me and Carl's got a plan on how to fix it. I sent him pictures this morning. Well, I hope I get a lot of gold here too. This is all Missouri material. This is 100% Missouri. Whatever comes out of it is coming straight out the mountain. Right on, Jackson. Make it go. You up already till you sleep. Maybe no, we don't sleep very not much. I can tell you what, we didn't get any sleep from Friday until yesterday. Or I did. GP did. Mama Bird got a few hours, but wasn't enough. We had a lot going on over the weekend. I'll just say that. But a day's going to come when all GP does is sleep. So yeah, and I've used that thing with the gravel. Yeah, there you go. You got no love. Yeah. Well, and it's a lot of factors. I like the 3D stuff. One of the sluices that I probably use the most of is the 3D printed Flower Gold Wizard Micro Mini Cleanup Sluice, but it cannot handle this kind of material. This one usually can. We're seeing. We're gonna find out. And then the Dirt Devil Sluice, what I call the Devil's Cut, that I almost when I seen this one, when I pulled it down and seen it cracked, I was almost pulled it, but I already got it packed to go to the mountains with me. That's one of them I take to the mountain. And I was going to take this one too, and I may still, if I can get them ears glued back on there, I still may take it because I got several people wanting to try this out and use it. And you got to remember, I got this back in November. This is one of their demo models, I believe. So one of the first ones. So it could have been that. It could have just been the, I don't know. I don't know what it could have been. Marines Army Mom, howdy howdy. Brian with BK and Gold. Welcome in, Brian. Hope you're having a good. Phone in the pocket, she says. Got work going on. Modern Michigan prospector, my pal Calvin. You know, Calvin, he called me and then sent me a text message over the weekend. And unfortunately, we were doing other things and I was unable to answer to his call. But I did get back with him via text, and he's sending us a package. And Calvin and me are going to be getting together soon, and we're going to be doing some panning and having some fun, having some laughs on a live, and it's going to be pretty soon. But it ain't going to be tonight because tonight's going to be all about the MASH trivia game. Don't know Dutch races. I do like my Flyer Go Wizard Micro Mini Cleanup. Yeah, and that's the best sluice, and that's done by Wesley Hatfield, and he's really, really good at this stuff. It didn't crack on day one. It it well, I don't even know what day this is, but from November, and I didn't. It wasn't cracked when I put it on the shelf, and that was being about 4 weeks ago, 3, 4, 5, maybe weeks ago. I don't know, but when I pulled it down this morning, it was definitely cracked. It was broke. It wasn't cracked. It was broke. So who knows? Adventure prospecting. John and Bonnie, howdy, howdy. Hope you guys are having a marvelous Monday. We're having some gold just in your cup, running a switchback sluice. Looking for some Missouri gold. I got to get some buckets cleaned out. So we got some spare buckets, me and Mama Bird. I can tell you that I'm pretty excited. I'm excited to see everybody down there this weekend. Give them all a big hug. I got some emails from different people saying they was going to be there. I wish my brother Carl was going to be able to make it, and I wish that the real Mr. Hogan could make it, but I understand that they can't, and that's just the way it goes, you know. Gene, welcome in, Gene. You know, Gene does sing. I'm very happy with the clip you did. You did good on that, man. I reposted that, and it's got a lot of views and a lot of likes. So hopefully he'll get some business out of that as well. Yeah, I wish we was closer to Michigan too, but you know what? Missouri's a place to be. We're going to be taking our diamond testers with us. Mama Bird is. She got a new diamond tester, and she's going to be taking it. Joe found a nice diamond down there, which makes sense because we're not that far where we're prospecting from the diamond mines in Arkansas. I really don't know a whole lot about that whole diamond thing, other than they're beautiful and valuable. But gold is where I've always prospected for, and there's no telling, you know, if we've left diamonds, throwing them out or what. Show us your ears. The broken one? Right here, buddy. I got to catch up with Chad here. I'm way behind. Yeah, Naked Dog, I wish you could be down here too, brother. Gold point at 627. Doesn't get any better than this. Well, hopefully it's gold corn. We're gold sluicing, you know. And I literally got Golders in my cup now. I just put about half that scoop down in there. Woo-wee, little gold jar. Anybody else notice DP hiding his face today? Mama Bird probably initiated. Hey, you know, little number three pancake takes care of them bruises, man. Just saying. A little hint for you boys out there. For all you trophy husbands out there, it's a little hint. Little number three pancake take care of them bruises. I want to see Mama Bird test those Oregon sunstones I've seen. They are plush diamond. Oh, you know what? That's great. I didn't think about that, but yeah, she needs to test them, Rob. That's a great idea. Funny buying from a collector that is not in it for money, but wow. Yeah, and you know what? That's just it. We find something that makes us happy in life. You know, Maslow said it best. I'm gonna turn that camera up just a little bit here because Rob's got or Jackson's got a point. Y'all can't see me. So if I turn that up just a little bit like this, now I think you guys will be able to see if I come back over there. So as I was saying, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you form it like a pyramid. At the very bottom is your very basic needs, you know, the need to survive, which is shelter, food, comfort, that type of stuff. And at the very top is your self-actualization. And that is when you have reached self-actualization, that means that it's something that you do that you love to do so much that you would do it every day, all day for free. You would not expect to be have anything to it. And that's, you know, that's self-actualization. And that's kind of like gold prospecting is for us. That's, you know, that's one of the things that I would do every day. Being a fireman and being a paramedic, that was my self-actualization. I did a lot of volunteer fire service and a lot of volunteer service as a paramedic as well, but I also did it and got paid for it, right? But I would have done it regardless. So that's kind of where Hogan's friend's at. He's got his self-accusation, and that's making people smile. I think that's great. I think that is fantastic. How's the hoof, GP? Well, make a dog. Let me tell you, it is sore. I spent a lot of time setting over the weekend, a lot of time setting, and because of that, I never put it up, elevated it, put it on ice and stuff, you know, so it got soiled up pretty good. It's sore, but you know what? It's my ankle. It's got to do what I do. It's got to go with me no matter where I go. If it hurts, it hurts. You know, I'm going prospecting and it's going to hurt, but you know what? I'm still going to go. I'm going fishing. It's going to hurt. I'm standing out here with you lovely people and it's hurting, but I'm still going to do it. I'll take walking for starters. Yeah, my father is a retired firefighter. Thanks for what you do in your community. Well, thank you. I I am retired. I'm duty disabled. Several years ago, and most of you have heard this story. You don't want to hear it again, but I fell out of the back of my ambulance, and they disabled me. The federal government disabled me. The judge went before the judges and all that. They said you cannot work. I was like, yeah, I can. No, you can't. You can't work to the capacity that you're used to working. So, long story short, they was right and I was wrong. Imagine that. It took a long time for the GP to wrap that around his head, but I finally did. We got to talk a little bit with Miss Georgianne over the weekend. Mama Bird did, and she's getting all moved in her new place. Got to talk to Make a Dog a little bit. He's got moved in his new place. That's awesome, awesome. You know, moving. I could not imagine. We've been in this house for We've been in this house for 33 years, I believe. And I couldn't imagine moving out of this house. For one, it would take like 5 rock trucks just to haul all of Mama Bird's rock wherever we went, you know. Your job is what makes you tick. Yep. It's not easy being told you can't work, especially when that's all you've ever done. Yeah. And it's very demoralizing, or it was for me. You know, I was an officer. I was a chief officer in the fire service. I spent a lot of years wearing different hats as a leader, a commander, and it was extremely, and it still is. It's just talking to you guys about it should help, is what they say. But you know, at the same time, it makes goosebumps, and it almost makes you boil with anger. I can't get out there in the mud and blood and beer and do it no more. And I'm not angry at nobody but myself. I'm an amazing human. Well, I am human, but I don't know how amazing I am. I can tell you that. I'm a lot of things. Amazing usually isn't in the description whenever describing what GP is. Man, I just love looking at this stuff. And you know what? This bigger stuff, like I said, it's classified down to 1/4 inch. And I'm saving all that because there's so much fractured quartz and stuff. And I usually break all that myself and get all the tiny little fine golds out. But I think I'm going to start taking just the fractured quartz pieces, separating them, and putting them in a bag just so and sending them to some of you guys. So you guys can have some fun crushing some rock too. Now, I am a golden person. Now, I'll take that, Calvin. You're spot on. When he says golden, he means old. DP is old. That's a fact. It's dirt that's on the ground all around me. You know, I really don't know exactly how old the dirt is, but I've been here for 2 days longer than the dirt's been on the ground, if that tells you anything. Don't tell Bonnie you're sending cord. We need, me and Mama Bird are going to be sending John and Bonnie both special bags. We sent them some winning bags that they did and stuff, but they haven't got a real Mama Bird bag, and Bonnie wants one. And John hasn't gotten a real GP bag, and he wants one. So we're going to send them both a real bag. These are 1/4 gram bag, 1/4 gram plus. It'll be unsearched material, straight out of the mountains. And I could have sent some of this material, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait until we get down there, get the new material. I'm going to take enough out to make our pay dirts for the year, and I won't search it. Don't do nothing with it. You can ask everybody. You can ask Carl, my brother Miller, man, because sometimes, some of them bags just loaded with that tiny little micro gold and stuff. Hopefully, you guys get one of them, but we're going to have some fun with that. Hogan says he loves his Mama Bird gift back. I got a feeling Mama Bird's going to have to put one together for your wife too to get her over the whole snake thing that you got her into. Turkey season opens on the 20th, Hogan. And Mama Bird looked at me the other night and she said, "So I was rewatching one of your lives and I could feel how much desire you actually have to kill an Osceola Merriam turkey. I've killed every one of them across the states except that one." Well, Hogan actually lives in a state where they're at. That's the dominant species of turkey there. And Mama Bird hinted, she just hinted, Mr. Hogan, but she hinted at perhaps this fall going down there, visiting, and doing some hunting down there. So I don't know. I don't know. Well, get her done, John. Get her done, my friend. I'm still in trouble over them. I know, buddy. But hey, I'm gonna tell you what, that was great. It was funny, and What are you gonna do? You know? Ooh, look at that. That one did not want to move. I would say if I did a specific gravity test, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. If I did a specific gravity test on that one piece of quartz, I'm going to say it's got definitely got gold in it because it didn't want to move. It sat there. It has got something dense in it that is much denser than just quartz. Quartz has a density of about 5 to 5.3, about the same as your garnet and black sands do, your hematites and magnetite. Gold has a density of 19. So, you know, you can do a specific gravity test by submerging it in water, hanging off a string, weigh that. And then there's a formula. And if you don't have it, I can send it to you. Just ask for it. And there's a formula that you put into it and do the math on it. And you can tell the chemical or the makeup and composition of that through specific gravity. That's fine. Hogan says he got, I know you have to have, I mean, you are an avid enthusiast when it comes to that. And you used to be a huge hunter. I know you may still be, but I know that you've talked about used to be in hunting when you grew up. And you know what? That's a great way for me and you to go down there and have some fun, man. Mama Bird's going to be hunting on the 20th, and we're going to try to go live and do a silent live for her first live turkey hunt. Bring your rod and reel. Every spot has bass. Don't threaten me with a good time. Come on now. GP gets the turkey. Hogan cooks it. Sounds like a great deal. Make sure your gravy is on point, Hogan. Country boys, no gravy. Jackson, this country boy knows the gravy, baby. I'm gonna tell you right now. I know that gravy, baby. Yeah, I like it. I like it. You know something that Mama Bird used to do when we first got married, uh, 4,316 years ago. Uh, every morning for breakfast, Mama Bird would get up and make me a breakfast that was just blow your mind and always had this homemade gravy over it. And she would smother that gravy all over my hash brown potatoes and onions. And oh, mm, good woman. Damn good cook, too. Come on with that. You got your grandma's recipe? I'll bet you anything that it's better than mine then. We all know that them grandmas know how to cook. Hmm. You know, my grandkids, they don't know how lucky they are to be my grandkids to have a grandpa that's also, a trophy husband. I guess would that make me a trophy grandpa? Oh, maybe. Big bass, no baby, says Brian. And see, that's another thing. I get to see Brian again. I ain't seen Brian in almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years come October since the last time I seen Brian. And we had a good time. I'm just gonna tell you that. Yeah, SOS is the state. And I still do that. I love it too, man. Get on the shingle, baby. And the believer saturated. So, Zaxton, you may have heard this story, and that may be because I talk to everybody. And the best thing about telling stories is you never have to worry about the story you tell as long as you tell the truth, because they're always going to stay the same. But here's the thing. Whenever I'm old school, and my bird's parents were much older, she was change of life baby. They were in their 40s and 50s whenever she was born. They were much older. So I respect, I'm a guy. When I proposed to Mama Bird, before I proposed to Mama Bird, I went to her dad and I took her dad fishing. I went to him, took her fishing, and I asked for her hand in marriage. And it almost makes me cry. It actually is making me cry because he blessed it and he's a great man. Truly Miss John. That was his name. But yeah, so kind of, it was one of my fishing spots. So maybe that's what it was. I made him a pot of coffee, cooked it on a little fire right there, built a fire, and cooked a pot of coffee because he's like me. He drinks a lot, or used to drink a lot of coffee being a truck driver. And I burnt him up. He said that was the hottest coffee he drunk in his life. I literally poured it out of the coffee, because it was cowboy coffee. It was boiling in the pot, And when I poured it in the cup, it's still literally boiling in the cup. And he let it cool. He went, blew on it, and then took a swig. Woo! That stuff come out, and he was like, trying to dig his tongue out of his head. That's the hottest coffee I ever drunk. Well, it was at least 212 degrees because that's what water boils at. All right, I got to catch up with Chad here. I used to drown. My grandma taught me to cook too, says make a doll. Hell yeah. And knit and play poker. Well, I learned how to play poker like a lot of guys did at deer camp, is where I learned how to play poker as a young kid. And one of the rules we had at deer camp playing poker was you was allowed to cheat as long as you didn't get caught. If you got caught playing poker, you had to match the pot. So that was one of the things. We had some pretty good pots back then. I'm talking, we were poor, and I'm talking, sometimes it was upside of $3, $4 in that pot. Yeah, and you know what? That was a lot of money back in the '70s. $3, $4. So you had to match that if you got caught cheating. Nobody really cheated. That rule kept everybody pretty much safe. Oh, my battery just died. That's what I was hoping for. That's a win. That's a win. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch this battery out real quick here because I get to charge this other battery now. There we go. That quick a switchback. But now I get to charge my big 18AH. Woohoo! That's a win. Because that would have been disappointing. Get down there and the battery died on me. Justin knows about them batteries dying. Where'd I lay my where'd I lay my coffee at? There it is. Tomcat, thank you. Good friend, you have a great day. Guys, if you have not heard the news, we got the donation duck races tonight on Mama Bird's channel. Make sure to get over there. If it's a bucket duck, you got to be in it to win it. We're giving away spots. We give away more. I'm gonna give away some today on this. I'm gonna wait until I'm doing the cleanup. Also, where's my student though? Where sometimes VP, you amaze me. Some stuff carrying on. Got a movie challenge. We've almost went through this, but that's okay. We're gonna go through more. But what I was saying was, I hope you guys come in there tonight. I know Mama Bird said it to subscribers only, like she does all of the giveaways, because we are giving away some of these bags, chat bags too. But everybody that plays the game, and we already got our contestants. We may pick one more out of our studio audience, but they're all going to get a box made up, and I've already got them boxed up. I already got the gold weighed out. I did that over the weekend. Good stuff. Yeah, yeah, you know what it's like. You know what it's like, Rob. Yeah, boiling hot. You imagine, I mean, taking that, pouring it into a styrofoam cup, because that's what I brought with me, a little styrofoam cup, and it was still boiling. And then he took a sip that quick, you know. I used to have a coffee thermos, and I I used to boil all my coffee, cowboy coffee, even on the stove at home. That's the way I made it because I like it. I like my coffee a little stout. But uh, you, I had an old thermos, and it was a thermos brand thermos, and it was an old one. And I could pour that coffee in there. And at noon, whenever I broke into my thermos, whenever my big mug was empty, whenever I was at work, and I broke into my thermos, sometimes it was still boiling in the thermos. When I pour it out into my cup, it was boiling still. It was a good thermos. That's right. Hey, the real Mr. Hogan, that is how I was able to go to my very first rock concert. And it was Rat. You guys remember Rat? Yeah, GP was into all that. But me and my buddy Dave wanted so bad to go to the Rat concert, but like I said, we were poor. We didn't have much of nothing. And that opening weekend of deer season was the weekend before the Rat concert. And I was able to win enough money to buy his and my tickets to go see Rat playing poker. And I think that, and we were pumped. And I think I won like 27 bucks over that weekend. I mean, it wasn't like I had a big, $50,000 win or anything. It was like 27 bucks, but the tickets were only like 11 bucks, and 11 bucks for ticket, $5 in the gas tank. That's almost a full tank of fuel in that old 67 Chevy half ton pickup that I was driving. Surprised you did. Hey, Scooter, Mr. Scooter, I'm sorry. Welcome in, Mr. Scooter. Top of the morning to you. Here's some Goldgers in your cup. And today's episode brought to you by Mama Bird. We're gonna be the Mama Bird's got a live set up tonight. You want to be in it? It's gonna be good. Get some free gold, maybe. You never know. Surprised you didn't melt the styrofoam cup. Styrofoam is an amazing thing, and it all boils back down to science. This is some boring stuff. So you guys know what napalm is. It's over in Vietnam. It's outlawed now by the Geneva Convention and all. But napalm, if you break down what it is made up of, and I probably shouldn't say this, but it's basically two items: styrofoam and gasoline. That's basically what napalm is. But the styrofoam, because of the composition of it, you can do some amazing things with it. Uh, have you ever taken a snowball? Make a snowball next time you're around and take a regular lighter, like a cigarette lighter, just a big lighter, and light it and hold it to that and see how long it takes you for the flame to mount that snowball. You'll be surprised it will take you forever because the fluorocarbons wrap around the snow and it actually protects it in the heat. Kind of the same way the heat shields do on the Artemis if you've seen it come down. Same principle, way different composition, but same principle. It wraps around what it's made out of and protects it. Well, styrofoam, you can do some amazing things. If you put a liquid in styrofoam and then put an object in it, like an egg, try this. Put an egg in a styrofoam cup full of water. You can boil that egg and it won't melt the styrofoam. Pretty cool. Mainly off grid. Mainly, I come in on your chat over the weekend a couple times. You guys are always busy doing some cool stuff. Appreciate you being in here. Lucinda, I seen Rat, Quiet Right, and Poison. Rat and Poison was band that was when I went. Poison was their backup band. So that's so cool. That's so cool, Lucinda. It kind of ages us too, if you know what I mean. Midwest Gold, Tom, welcome in. It becomes sticky. Yeah. Yeah. Now, make a dog. I'm sending out he said, three special mega dog jars today. So stay tuned for more detail. on who and when goes live. Oh man, that's great, Megan Dog. I love it, brother. I know whoever gets them is going to be just completely blown away. I know that. I already know that, buddy. I mean, just to get a package, no matter what it is, that's got that little hand drawn make a dog on it. Mama bird gets that every time. She'll hold that and she'll go, "Oh, it's from make a dog." Before she ever realizes if you read your name or anything, just because of the little image, she gets so excited. Poison was the headliner at your concert. Well, they must have flipped around then. First concert was Kiss. Oh, I would love to see Kiss. I've seen AC/DC in concert too. Me and Mama Bird went see Mama Bird's seen AC/DC twice in concert. That was a concert. We all have one of the buddy Dave, you know. Remember that time when my buddy Dave, well, Dave was with us at that concert. He ended up in Jackson County jail because he down there in the bottom, he turned that where the chairs magnetically sealed together. Was at Union Station. He turned that into a mulch pit and was mulching through people while they were playing and stuff. And security come in. And I got involved. It was ugly. It got bad. Dave ended up in Jackson County jail, needless to say. Well, it was still a good concert. AC/DC quit playing when he started that. The lights came on, and it was like, that's got to be Dave. Nikki Lee, welcome in, Nikki Lee. Howdy, girl. Lucinda, you didn't have to agree with me. So yeah, you're old. Poison was. Oh, Motley Crue was your second concert. We were Motley Crue used to be one of Mama Bird's dream band. Ozzy Osbourne and Motley Crue were her two favorite bands. But Motley Crue, man, she had posters when she was uh, going into high school, hanging all, you know, typical girl. Typical girl. Scooter, there's Scooter. Welcome in, my friend. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Got 13 amazing people in here. Guys, if you haven't subbed back and forth to one another, all of these channels, every one of them, Nikki Lee, Scooter, Mrs. Scooter, the real Mr. Hogan, Midwest Gold Fever, Adventures, Hobo Rob, all of these. I can't say them all, but they all got, you all have great channels with great content. I highly recommend it. I do. Your son's first concert was Quit Kiss. Well, that was cool. I took we took our son to his first concert as well. Oh well, we had three sons, but we took one of them to his first concert. The other two went on their own to their first. First was in Iowa, game at the fairground. Iron Maiden, Lover Boat, and 38 Specials, quarter flag. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. I didn't remember this. I remember it now that I seen it. Lumber's gonna freak out. It's a big giant. I gotta wash it off here. Lumber is going to freak. I forgot this. I dropped that down there in that bucket last year. That the banding on that is just unreal. It's heart shaped. Yeah, Mama Bird is gonna love that. I gotta clean them pockets out a little better, but yeah. Scooter says he's never been to a concert. He's 47. They still time, Scooter. They still time, brother. you're just a young man. You're like GP. You're just a grown boy. I'm way older than 47, man. I've been married for 40 years. Come July. Mostly anybody in the Gold Kingdom are great people, and that's what it is right there. Everyone in the Gold Kingdom. I don't care if you're just into fishing, if you're just into hunting, if you're just into prospecting, whatever it is, you are still a prospector because every time you go to the river, go to the fields, go to the woods, go to the ice, your ice house, wherever you're going, go to the creek, you're going there to prospect that you're going to find something that you set out to do that day. So we're all prospectors. We're all in part of the Gold Kingdom. And you couldn't be any more right, Mr. Hogan, because we are real people doing real stuff. And that's what it amounts to. And they're all real good people. Steve B, welcome in, my friend. Top of the morning to you. I hope you're having a great day. Getting some Goldgers in your cup. Speaking of Goldgers in your cup, that's I believe that Mama Bird said one of the prizes that we were going to be giving out tonight in chat was going to be one of the channel cups like this. And we're giving out chat bags and chat IV bottles and some secret stuff. Can't say it all. Can't ruin this prize. It's gonna be fun. Deep North Adventures in the house. Welcome in, Deep North. Howdy, howdy, sir. Top of the morning to you. I hope you're having a great day. It's Marvelous Monday. I'm sluicing for gold. Missouri gold. I have to get these buckets sluiced or cleaned up. These are from last year, the last trip that we made. Don't know if it's anything in or not. I can tell you that we was well, that looks like a pick right there. It's not. Never mind. We was tired and worn out when we filled these last buckets. These was the last ones. I kept them chronologically dated in the location where we found. I kept mine chronologically dated and where I found them at. And I also keep it on my GPS. I pinpoint every time and then write a new name, nickname them, like Garhole, which there was a lot of gold at the Garhole. We're going back there. And Moccasin Creek, which is the same creek, it's just a different little area. And yeah, I nicknamed the spots, and that's what I put in my GPS when I pin drop where I found them at. It only takes a second, and then I also manually write it down. You never know. I don't trust electronics. But Mama Bird, she is not quite as methodical when it comes to the material. I have seen her dig in 10 different spots and put it all in the same bucket. It's like, what? It's like, it's all gold. I know where it came from. Well, 10 spots, 2 miles apart. How you going to? Alan Curry. He said it's nice to be watching a live stream at 3 p.m. and not 3 a.m. Alan, I know, brother, right? It is for me, it's currently 0900. I'm on Central Standard Time here in these United States, as you know, the 24th Union in the state, or the 24th state in the Union. Let me reverse that. But Alan's overseas. He's one of my brothers overseas. And you know what? We try to it's hard for whenever we got people like that we love, that we want to watch their stuff. It's hard to see this stuff sometimes because of our times are different. But there's a lot of times that we'll be up or get up for a reason and they'll be on and we'll enjoy it, early morning, late night, and vice versa. All my spots are the getting spot. Yeah, right. Lost his wife. That's not his wife. We're good friends for 2 hours at the Joan Jett. I used to have such a crush on Joan Jett. Oh my God, that overbite of hers and the way she sung and looking through the camera. Oh, just Tell you what, make a bulldog want to break a log chain one time. Tell him it's pretty full, but I think I can get the rest of this bucket in. Maybe. Namesake in our hometown paper, young pup. Faithful. Yeah, I do that, man. I love that kind of stuff. You know that. You too, so Cindy said, yeah. We got another partial bucket. We'll clean this out first once I get it all emptied out, sprayed out. Love this switchback sluice. It's it cracked on them. It's probably user error. I'm not going to point fingers and blame anyone because this design catches gold like nobody's business. The way that it starts out runs down into an alluvial flare, and then it's got a second set of grizzly bars that classify it to a 16th of an inch, then drops in wider. That creates that drop point for all that tiny, tiny, tiny fine gold that everybody misses that our sluices lose because it's so small. It will lose the density battle a lot of times with something that is less dense but has a different ergonomic shape. But the way that did doing this, making that alluvial flare, it's a game changer. Love the design. Still 17 amazing people in here. And if you haven't hit that like button, please do. And if you haven't subscribed to it, please do. It's free. And anything free for saving up for. If y'all haven't subscribed to Mama Bird's channel, make sure you do that. She always sets, excuse me, she always sets subscriber only mode up whenever we're doing the big giveaways like tonight. That way it gives back to the Gold Kingdom that's subscribed, you know. And then coming up, I think, don't quote me on the date, but I think it's 27th of March. It's the last Monday of March. Mama Bird, Mama Bird member Monday member live is coming up. That's always fun. We get a little bit crazy on the member live. Waiting for the doctor to come get me so I can see what they have to say today. Well, hopefully it's all good news, Calvin. Nothing but good news. We're just gonna put that out there right now. Good vibes, nothing but good news. Sending it to Calvin. Sending it on. Good news. Yeah. There it was. Granite. We got beautiful granite there in the St. Francis mountain range. One of the oldest mountain ranges in the world, 1.4 to 1.5 billion years old. And we have pink granite, red granites, yellow, white granite, gray granite. Just so many beautiful granites and the compositions that places called the Elephant Rock and stuff from them, where the volcanoes formed it all. And it's amazing. We're so lucky to live in a state that has all the wonderful resources. And the thing is, just drive a couple hours and you're in a completely different geology. You're in the plateaus. You get out of the Ozarks and get out of the mountain ranges and you're in the plateaus and everything changes. You got so many rivers and creeks and the caves. We're known as the cave state. And it's, we're lucky. We're blessed. April 27th, he said. I think that's the date. Whatever the last Monday of the month is, that's it. We're getting her down there. We're about ready to do some cleanup here. I hear that train a coming. It's coming around the bend. I ain't seen sunshine since I don't know. Choo-choo. Alan Curry says, Mr. Hogan, you are great. Mr. Hogan is great. And Alan's great too. Rob's great. Modern Michigan Prospector's great. All you guys are great. No video this week, says Rob. I know a lot of times there's people in the community that says stuff like, or not, I shouldn't say the word community, people in the kingdom that I wish I could do more for other people. I wish I could do that. One of the greatest things that we can do for one another as a kingdom member is to not only subscribe to each other's channels, that's number one, is to watch each other's content. And even if we don't have time to fully watch it, we create playlists. We can go on there and watch each other's playlists because that's watch hour. And I know there's a lot of channels out there that need watch hours, and that's a great way to do it. I always have one of my laptops playing with somebody's channel on it, one of their playlists. And that way it plays over and over. You got to turn the volume up a little bit for it to count. I don't know why that is. I learned that from Buddy Biggs. He's the one that taught me that. But you have to have the volume turned up a little bit. But yeah, that's a good way to give each other watch hours and help promote and build each other's channels up. Dirty Paul! Dirty Paul! Why aren't you moderator, Dirty Paul? There you go, my friend. Welcome in, welcome in. Miller, you're making me cry again, Miller. You're making me cry again, Carl. So, Carl, I told him, and it didn't. Don't upset me, because, like I said, it was probably something I did the way I stored it. But my switchback, the tab broke off, and I loved it. This is my favorite cleanup sluice, and I loved it. Well, I was telling him about it, and me and him come up with a plan to glue it back together and fix different things. But he's really close friends with the owner of Dream Mat, and he texted. I sent him an email, uh, and just let him know, hey, this is this and what happened, a couple pictures. But he sent him a text message, and he just said that they're sending me a replacement piece that just to fit in here, the top set. Thank you, Carl. Well, that's not why I love Dream. I love Dream Mat because it works. But that's why I love Peterson, because they're good people. You know what I mean? Modern says he's setting at 366, striving for 500, and can do another panorama with awesome God to my sub. Well, you know what? Maybe we're leaving Thursday, so I can't make no promises, but maybe Wednesday night we can do that live you're talking about if the package comes in, and we can help get them numbers up, Calvin. Is there a way to gift subscription to a preferred? You cannot. I wish there was. I wish there was, Mr. Hogan, because, and I know a lot of you guys do that. You guys are great. I don't monetize my channel. That was the purpose we started. Here. I've always said that I'm not monetized and I have no ambition to it. I love giving back to you guys. That's my first fruit to give to you guys. But there's no way that I'm aware of that you can pick a channel and gift them a membership. You can gift memberships, but it randomly picks, so you never know. So if you have 1,000 subscribers, it could go to one of any of them thousand that doesn't already have a membership. I wish that you could single people out and gift them. The only way I know you could do that would be to maybe cash app them the price of a membership. I don't know. Uh, and then say, hey, this is for a membership in this channel, and drop them the link to where they can use the cash app on. You might be able to do that, but I think that's the only way that I'm aware of. There's not a way. That's a good question too for Rob, because Rob and Sarah, they know a lot about this stuff, and he's helped me a lot on that, Mama Bird. There you go. See there? And a lot of times we will sub to people, we'll comment to them, we'll watch their content, and for no reason, and they say that they don't do this, but for no reason, you get dropped off their subscription list. I'm a member on a few channels out there, and I've had that to happen to me and lose my membership. And it's like, what are you doing? I paid the money for the membership. I subscribe, blah blah blah. But YouTube, for some reason, they just remove you, and I don't know why that happened. Donkey, welcome in, donkey. Yeah, you need to make a way to do. There's got to be a way that we could we could do a clickable link or something that we could do that, where we could pick the people that we want the membership to go to. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the random membership too, but there's a lot of people that just can't, and you get it, can't afford that $1.99 a month membership, and that's the truth. Because I've been in that situation, and it's nice to be able to say, "Hey, I want to get started on this. Here you go." Yeah, that might work too. That's what I was thinking too. It's something that we might talk about. Standing friend, yes, mine, and always stand forever. Stand quiet, yes, mine, and always and forever. Stand quiet. That was my little Dan friend song. Not sure if the packs will be there that soon, GP, but I definitely want to get to the panel with you again and pan this awesome GP bag. You do have a GP bag. You have a GP bag, man. Scrape it to the bottom. So rinse her out. Then we can do is clean up. Man, I can't believe that. My brother Paul got a hold of this pal. Got that. Paul, you're amazing, bud. Thank you. Love you, brother. Glory to me. That ain't what thanks you. No, no, brother. GP, that bag will be in the mail today. Awesome! The awesome Deep North. I was telling Mama Bird about that. She went, "What? No way!" Yeah. I'm off to work. Have an awesome day, said Donkey. Donkey, you have an awesome day. And make sure Aurora and Beth know that we're thinking of them, we love them, and that they have an awesome day as well, my friend. It should be an option, like when you're talking to a friend and say, "Hey, here, click this, check this out one time a month. If you like it, send it." It should be an option. It should be. I agree. That should be an option. Tim's on his way back to the neurosurgeon, so he's like, just wanted to pay my respects. Hopefully, you find a nugget. Peace. Tim, brother, I hope everything goes great with you today up there with neurology, man. Jury duty number 64, so she'll get called up for sure. Yeah, Mama Bird. And me and Mama Bird gets picked for jury duty quite often. It seems that anytime here in Missouri, no matter where it's at in Missouri, they have a case that is fire fire related or medical related. I always get picked on them juries. And then Mama Bird gets picked for some of the juries. A lot of them are like murder trials and stuff. I don't know if that's because of, I don't know why that is. In any case, She has done that. She's done her duty. I have mine as well. I've gotten out of it a lot of times. Being a chief officer, especially if it was in a district that was close to mine, and I was a training officer as well. And I know a lot of people, and I used to get out of a lot of it because I know a lot of the people that was either on the jury or it was associated with the case or yada yada yada. That's it. We're gonna spray out this bucket and see if there's any shiny in this. Any of that Missouri gold lay off in here. Good enough. Good enough. Pretty much got it. Put that bucket there. Oh, get the lid off this one. I gotta, I gotta get rid of this. I got all choked up earlier. Caused my old head to swell up and snot to come out. You guys know what it's all like. We're gonna clean this out, and then we got another partial bucket to run, and I'll be done for the day, except for having fun later tonight. What you got? What you got? Gonna dig into those today. Yeah, I'll have a great day. Alan, yeah, I hope to see you there, and I hope everything goes well today at your appointment. And much love, brother. To you, Alan. Victory, babe. Welcome in, my friend. Top of the morning to you. There's a little Goldgers in your cup. Oh, that's good coffee. My naked copper cell needs cleaned out today. 5-gallon choke. Been running over and over for a week now. Yeah. We all know what electrical bolt does to non-ferrous materials. I bet it does cleaned out, bro. Ben, the switchback. I've got a link on. I'm an affiliate with Prospector Dream. I have a link on one of my description, my about section that would save you. I think it's 5 or 10%. I don't know. It's not a whole lot, but it's it shaves a little bit of something something. But they run right around $199, I think. But they're having a sale right now until the end of April, I believe. So yeah, just check it out. And feel free to use that link of mine, man. I mean it don't I don't get anything out of it except maybe free equipment once in a while. So hey, it helps me out and it'll help you out. If you save 5% on 200, that's $10. Start getting the truck pond coming up. That's cool. I'm ready. That was good time. Getting ready to plant that corn up. I'm gonna tell you, I can't speak for the Goldie box. I've not. I know a lot of people that run them and use them, and I can't. But I have run so many different sluice systems, and as far as cleanup sluices go, this is one of my absolute favorite that is available. My other favorite is the Dirt Devil sluice by uh, Dirt Devil Detection. I call it the Devil's Cut. It's an amazing modular 3D printed sluice system. I absolutely love it. I don't think they're ready for production yet, though. There's hundreds of them that he's made that are out there. A lot of people have them, but he wants to make sure everything's right. He crosses all his T's, dots all his I's before he puts them into production. But this one here, you've seen me. I was feeding it straight half-inch or quarter-inch classified material, and it just eat right through it, and it works great. And we're going to clean it out now. We're going to see if there's any gold in Missouri, or at least in that bucket. I know there's gold in Missouri, but we're going to see if there's any in that bucket. This is everything, lots of fractured quartz in there. This is everything that I was able to kick out with them 16th inch grizzly bars. We'll pop them out right here one time. Clean that grizzly bar out. Like in the so. Fill my little squirter up here. Squirt this section down right here where the grizzly bars was. This is just the way GP cleans it up. I'm sure there's people out there smarter than me and better than me that knows a better way, but this is how I do it. I like it. It's fast. Hey, thank you, Mr. Holt. Yeah, and I think, Jackson, I'm with you on the quality on 3D printed stuff. I'm totally with you 100%. But I think it's going to get better. The more we use it, it's going to get better. The thing about it is that he has patent pending on this, and it's the design. That's the thing, because you've got your 4 inch running down through here for 20 inches, and then it breaks into the grizzly bar system, which is a 16-inch classifier, opens up into alluvial flare that breaks down to a 6 inch on the bottom for an additional 16 inches. And it really catches the micro gold. If you're in an area and you're prospecting someplace, let's say, that doesn't have the tiny micro golds, or you're not finding them or whatever, you might be surprised if you run this how many you actually have. If all you ever do is run bags of pay dirt, great pay dirt places out there, chances are they're not going to have them tiny little fine powder gold micros in them anyway. They're just going to have bigger gold. And really, a cleanup buddy or something like that's all you would ever need. So, and I'm just trying to be honest about it. But the design of this, if this was set up in aluminum, and it would probably be another $100 to make it out of aluminum. But if it was, then it would be impervious. That's right, and it isn't. And I I don't know. I don't know anything about 3D printing, so I couldn't make any suggestions. I know uh Roger does that for a living, and Wesley Hatfield, they know about it. Uh there's got to be a way that you can make it sturdier, stronger. I know, like concrete and stuff like that, they use super plasticizers in it to make it stronger and always set up harder. And then they put rebars and different things. Maybe, and I don't know how they would do it, but a 3D printed cylinder inside there that would work as the rebar as well. I don't know. I hate to even suggest things because I just sound stupid when I don't know about it. So we're going to clean this top section out first. I'm just going to spray that mat out of it because I'm going to reuse it all again. So we're just going we're going to do it like this one time, GP. So now, oh, I guess I'll turn the camera so you guys can watch me clean it out. Yeah. How about that? I think you guys can see that now. Not hard to clean out. It was completely loaded with heavy black sands. I did not see any visible gold. I'm gonna separate this if I can. If I can. Woo, that was tough. Clean that out good. Oh, you know, I said I didn't see no gold in there. When I separated that holy shit! That is, oh, sorry. Excuse my language. Look, look, guys. There. Oh, have a look at that Missouri shiny one time. That that is awesome. Oh, I can't wait to get down there, Joe. I'm not reading chat, guys. I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm ready to pan this. I'm ready to pan this. Slide that back in there. Back in the soul and put this back in the. Well, I'm gonna finish cleaning that out first. We're gonna set that right there. We're gonna set that right there. Calm down, GP. Yeah, you got good gold, but calm down. That's the top mat. Let's fill this bottom mat. Now, all the control studies that I've run with this, the bottom mat is what all your tiny, tiny little micros go. And then your flakes and nuggets get caught up there in the top mat, if you have any nugget. And this is all the Dream Map mini dredge and micro dredge. There's deeper cell pockets than the other Dream Mats is. Got him. Set that right there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and spray this out one time. Let's pop this off my stand that I built. Spray that bottom mat out first. And spray the top down. I really don't know that anything got under that mat, but just in case that it did, we'll catch it here. Good enough. Good enough, GP. Get that stuff back on there. So we can do the other bucket. We gotta do the other bucket. I put wobble bolts on this, but I haven't. I gotta tweak it a little bit. The stand that I built, because the wobble bolts are not quite there. They is. It's not quite lined up. I got to rinse my hands off. Put this back together. Like in the soap. Slide that top back on like in the soap. Water connection back on like in the soap. And we're ready to go for the next round. Let me get my tablet so I can catch up. I haven't read chat in a long time. Bunch of chunkier bits on the top. Yeah. Jack and Danae, howdy. I'd love to see one of these built out of aluminum. You know, if anybody could fabricate, there's two people in the world that I personally know that could fabricate one of these out of aluminum. One of them is Miller Outdoors. He would never do that because he's such good friends with the Petersons. The other one is my brother Paul. He's got a talent just like Miller does that he can fabricate anything out of metal. Rocky Mountain Prospector Brad Hayden. Welcome in, my friend. Oh no, Hogan drops his bag. Oh crap. Oh crap, Hogan. Damn it, Hogan. You're not supposed to drop your bag. We'll set that there where maybe I can read it, and then I'm gonna move this camera just a little bit so you guys can watch me pan. I know there's gold in here because I just seen it, and I'm excited now. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. Half gram bag. Oh no! What in the world? Oh, that's one of my ears that broke off. All right, I think we got a problem solver right here. So that's one of the ears on the 3D design that broke. So basically, maybe a thicker, and I don't know about 3D printing, but it maybe more of the material inside there. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, let's see. There's that is all black sands. Little blue things and pieces off of it too. All right, let's see. Let's get rid of this heavies stuff here. Solid, nothing but solid, dense material in there. We're gonna pan this stuff off. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough. Won't take her down slow. See if there's any shiny. I know there's gold. There's a little bit because I seen it when we cleaned it out. I showed it to you guys. I got excited. I'm excited right now. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it too, Zaxton. I think that would be a problem solver, but I don't know that you can do that. I don't know it's even feasible. I mean, oh, there is. This is going to be loaded with gold, guys. Tiny, it's tiny gold. Don't get me wrong. It's powder gold, but I just started to pan it back and I can already see right there. I can already see a nice little tiny little micro right there. But yeah, I don't know if that's even feasible to do. I know nothing about the 3D stuff, but I know I like the design of this sluice. That I do know. Yeah, exactly. But they do stand behind it 100%. They are, and that's something, the Wizard and Wesley, they had a little issue with the ears at first with the ears breaking off their header box. And Wesley took a look at them and he was able to fix that issue. I have one of the original ones that the ears broke off of, and that was my fault that the ears broke off of it because I forced it on the sluice. Guys, I'm gonna have to really, really go slow. This has got some of the smallest, tiniest micros that I've ever seen in it, and it is loaded. My heart's racing right now. I love it. And this is reality prospecting right here, guys. This is what 99% of the gold that we get in Missouri is like this. It's so super fine. And they just don't find much because they're just not used to this tiny, 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 tiny stuff. But it's here. I, I don't know if it's got business in it or not. I'm not the guy to ever say that. If somebody has got an ambition, a dream, and they want to market it, I'm going to stand behind that 100%. That's their dreams, that's their ambition, that's their livelihood. But this one, I really, the only time I ever used it was in the house. It's the first time I used it outside, which had nothing to do with it breaking. It broke sitting still on the shelf without nobody ever touching it. I don't know what caused it, but in any case, I don't know if I could, with good conscience, take this to the campsite and expect it to come back in one piece. Now, with that being said, the Dirt Devil sluice is 3D printed, and Flyer Gold Wizard sluice is 3D printed. I have used them multiple times at campsite on the river, and I've never had an issue out of either one of them. So, there's that wind. Yeah, I could take a magnet and run through there and get all it. This is almost 100% magnetic, and get it all out of there. But I'd be pulling up a lot of my gold with it, and I'm going to have to, no matter what, I'd have to pan through my black sands. So I just will pan through them now and be done, one and done. The easiest thing to do would be to run this down the Flyer Gold Wizard micro sluice right now. Now that it's at this point, because it'll catch that stiny stuff and kick them black sands off of it. But hey, I love to pan gold. I'm seeing so much tiny little silver in here. The area where we prospect at, there used to be a big silver mine in there. And there's a lot of silver byproduct. But that's what a lot of the gold is, too, is from them panning or processing the silver years ago. Sticking with metal and aluminum, absolutely, and me- metal and aluminum is the way to go. But I got to remind you, Brad, that there was a time not so long ago that the world was full of prospectors and miners that had used nothing but wood. And when aluminum first come out, the pans and the different things, uh, they had the same exact attitude, and there was a lot of stuff that would go wrong with it. One of them was they didn't have a way to get the aluminum flat. So what we're using now, as far as aluminum sluicing goes, and aluminum pans and metal pans and plastic pans, is years and years and years of oops, did it wrong again, oops, did it wrong again, and then finally they got it right, and the process, So I'm not giving up on the 3D printed stuff. I just don't think that the technology is where it needs to be just yet. I think that somebody is going to come out with a technology that is so loaded with silver. I think someone's going to come out with a technology on it that is going to make it impervious. I think that sluice that Roger has that he designed. Now Roger does this for a living. That's all he does is 3D print, and he's really good at computer design, and he's really good at it. But uh, you can feed it, and I think, however, whatever he's using the material, and he may never. It's maybe a trade secret. I don't know, but it's it's a different kind of 3D printed stuff. Just saying, it isn't like this. It even feels different. I don't know. Can you guys see these? What I'm seeing in here? How small this stuff is? It and there's so much of it. Love it. Love it. Maybe that says they can 3D print with aluminum. I didn't know that either. But you know what? When it comes to 3D printing, I don't know much about it. I really don't. I thought about getting a 3D printer at one time and learning about it, but I just, you know what? I don't have a whole lot of interest in it. There's other people doing it that I know is always going to be better than me at it. So, and they got their stuff available, and it's usually fairly cheap. I know the 3D stuff is way cheaper than the aluminum, and cost has a lot to do when you're a hobby. If you was running a mine, yeah, absolutely. Cost don't, you got to spend money to make money. But prospecting, hobby prospecting like I do, it's all about cost efficiency and recovery rate. And from what I can afford, the 3D printed, some of the stuff is just perfect, spot on. Mama Bird and Calvin both said they were lurking. It's more of that tiny, tiny, tiny stuff. Better check the back. Oh, my battery's looking good there. That's the mosquito snake. Yeah. Great big smile, says Kyle. Boy, I hope you're right, Kyle. I know there's gold in here, but I don't know how big a smile's going to be. Don't know if it's enough to move the scales, but we'll find out. He's taking it down, going slow. How slow can you go? How loose is your goose? Some pretty gold. Pretty, pretty shiny. Steve says you can print metals, but they have to be annealed, heat treated. Oh yeah, see, you're talking above my pay grade, man. I don't know what that even. Mosquito gold. That's a good name, Rob. No, this is just one bucket. Hey, there's some proper pieces in there too. Look what I was just sitting there talking and looked up. I started to shake again. That's proper plate for Missouri right there. And there's another one right there. So yeah, yeah. So we may have a big smile in here. We'll be able to tell. We're almost down to it from what I had in there. Lots of heavy black sands. And no matter where you're at down there in the mountains, you stick a pan down in the water and pan it back. This is what it looks like: solid black sand. So much iron down there. So much magnetite and hematite. Oop, that piece trying to get away on me. Tap it back up and back down. I love to pan. Kyle says, I'm telling you, it's going to be a big smile. And I hope you're right, Kyle. I hope you're right, my friend. A nice little piece of silver right there. That's it. One of these days, I'm going to have to go through and get all that silver out of this. Probably not. It's tiny. Them old timers did a good job getting it out. And they extracted a lot of the bigger gold out too, but it's fine stuff. They left a lot of it. 23 incredible people still watching. I'm sorry, guys. I got a little quiet. I'm listening to the birds and panning this out, and I'm really concentrating because I'm gonna have to repan this. I know. I am seeing a lot of this tiny superfine. I'm talking the stuff that when you're out on the creek, it's hard to see in the bright sunshine. This little piece right here. Let me give this one piece is trying to slide down on me. Let me show you guys. So I have this pan now up as high as I can get it, and you can't see it, or I can't see it. But if I zoom in and then zoom in and then zoom in, if I can hold this camera still, that's how small right there. Center screen. You see it, guys? That is magnified 400 times. And it this black sand is loaded with it. So I'm just gonna take my time, see how much of it I can clean up. And then these cons that I'm wiping off into my catch bucket later, I'll just run them through my Fireball Wizard micro cleanup sluice, and we'll make sure I got it all, which I know I didn't. 24 watching. Guess we can all guess who the most incredible one is. That's an ideal, Colin, on the silver. Yeah, that's a good idea. I've got, or I don't. Hopper has got a close friend of his that found a big silver outcropping on his property, and there's a nice creek down there. And Hopper's seen it, and I mean, he gets gold out of this creek quite often. But they invited me to come down and mine it and see how much silver we could pull out of it. And Hopper said that they just split it with us 50-50. So that's a good thing. My grandpa had a silver mine and a lead mine. This was before I was born here in the Ozarks. Wow, some of this is just unreal how small it is. You know, the Fire Gold Wizard cleanup sluice is really the only way to go on this to get to separate it and get it all. And you a lot of times have to run it twice with that. But me and Joe, that's what we always do down there, and it makes a huge difference. And then he came out, the Flyer Go Wizard and Wesley came out with the Ripper, and it's basically a sluice system that works like a Miller table. It sets almost flat, and it works like a Miller table. Oh my God! I thought I was getting all the gold out with the cleanup, micro cleanup sluice until we used the Ripper. It is like, holy cow! Look at all that! And anyone that says that this stuff doesn't add up, wrong, wrong, wrong. It's still gold, and it's still 150 bucks a gram. Sounds like the world just lit up out there. I hear a fire engine. Hear that cue on that fire truck firing up. I hear an ambulance, and then coming in from the other direction, there's your piece of silver, a good piece. See if I can blow that up and show it to you guys. Not so good. You can see it there, though. I can see it. Tiny little micro silver. Yeah, your GP bag is going to have some of this in it, Calvin. It certainly is, because this is the material that I use. Kitco's coming in at 4,712.60 per ounce, about $151 a gram. Hey, GP, what's Mama Bird's favorite color? Excuse me. Well, Mama Bird's in here. I hate to answer for her. While I do know that, I hate to answer for her. Right? Hey, here we are. Hey, you, it's me. Get out of the way. There you go, Deep North. She answers. You should come in on. Yep, 151.63. That place that Hopper, that I was telling you about, that Hopper has, it's in the foothills of the mountain. And there's a little chunkier gold there. There's a couple spots that 2 years ago that we ran into down there that we flat tore it up. And some of them were some chunky, chunky pieces. It was a nice outcropping, like all the other outcropping. And they're small. When you find an outcropping around here, and then expect, a vein coming out, and you expect to dig and dig and dig. Well, guess what? They usually don't last very long, not in this area. When, billions of years ago, after the volcano created the St. Francis mountain range, it collapsed and pancaked. And when it did, it caused alluvial drift, which you guys know what it is. And then the glaciers come down and it helped move that and seed it in and yada, yada, yada. So the gold here was here way before the glaciers ever come down. The gold in southeast Missouri, it was here way before the glaciers. You got your glaciers coming in at several 100 million years old, but the mountains here is 1.4 to 1.5 billion with a B years old. Now, a piece of silver rolling down the pan there, and you can pan silver out. It it is dense enough that you can pan it out, much like gold. It's it's about 7 specific gravity. Silver is usually in this area. It's usually found around a lot of the lead. Almost always, when you find silver around here, it'll be a lead host to it. We're getting her down there. We're getting her down there, and I think Kyle's right. I think my friend Kyle is correct because this is getting me. This is a beautiful smile there at the bottom of that bucket. Because it was just the last third of that bucket that we ran. The rest we'd already ran over the winter time. This is definitely a weighable amount of gold. And my eyes immediately focusing in on the bigger stuff. And for us, this is nice gold. There's no pickers there, but we have found pickers. 0.159 gram. I have, and I'm gonna take down and give them my brother Joe to come out of the gar hole. This is what I'm seeing, guys. I'm getting down there now. See that tiny stuff adds up. That's why we're using the plastics and the 3D printed, and because we don't have nothing aluminum that's gonna catch this, or I don't. Y'all might, but I don't. Jason Beatrice, welcome in, Jason. Let me make you a standard moderator. Welcome to the Gold Kingdom, my friend. Yeah, Monday mornings markets does fluctuate. The market closes at 5 p.m. every Friday. A lot of folks don't know that, but the gold market does close. Oh, little tiny that tried to get away. I don't want you to go nowhere. Get back up there. Get back up there. I see one little piece here that, of course, it's not a paraker or nothing like that, but it is a proper flake, and I think it might be a feeler. It's got some definition to it. This is 100% for sure enough to move the scale, though. and it probably took us 2 days to fill that bucket up with cons that we just sluiced out. That's about average. Anybody that's ever went down and filled a 5-gallon bucket full of cons knows it takes a while, especially if you're not running a sluice. If you're panning your cons down, classify it down to 1/4 inch, sometimes 1/8 inch, and then pan that down to nothing but heavies is what we try to do. And there's what we ended up with. That is a smile. Can you see the one piece I'm talking about in there, though? Oh, I hit the camera. Sorry, guys. That looks like it's got a lot of definition to it. You see that piece? We are going to look at that under the microscope. Yeah, that's cool looking. It's got some host rock in it. It's a little fessy. Of course, it's tiny, tiny, tiny. Yeah, let me show you how small it is. There's my finger. Tiny. But hey, that's some good gold, and I know that's enough to move the scale. I'm gonna suck that up. Walk over here and get a snuff bottle out. And it took a minute to pan it out without using a magnet, but you know what? We got it. We got it. Look at the tiny stuff that's in there, guys. That's awesome, yeah. Got it. Very cool. Very cool. Booyah. Booyah. Got it. It's in a snuffer bottle. You know what? I can just leave the camera right here, and then we'll take off again. We got more of this to run. Where my batteries at? Where my batteries at? Need to plug this in. It looks like need to have some Goldgers. I got that device plugged in. And plug this device in. Next bucket. That's right. Next bucket, Mama Bird. Well, here's the next one, and it is just a maybe an eighth of a bucket in this one. Where'd this one come from? I don't, this must be one of Mama Bird's buckets because it's not written down on there where it came from. I don't know what that is. It come in my coffee, but I'm gonna drink it anyway because I want the coffee. I gotta have my Golders in my cup. Crank that baby back up on time. There we go. The real Mr. Miller in the house. Says Maniac. Mark Miller, the music man. Mark Miller. Welcome in, my friend. Hope you're having a great day. I'm having a wonderful, wonderful day. It's Marvelous Monday. And I'm finding Missouri gold. I don't think Mama Bird's seen this piece of jasper here. Banded jasper. Oh, it's beautiful, Mama Bird. Heart shaped. It kind of looks like a. I like big butts, I cannot lie. You look. Well, it kind of does. I ain't gonna lie about it. But it's quartz jasper banded out. We're gonna have to investigate that. It was in the bottom of that other bucket. Oh, this is clay. I know where this came from. Holy smackaroni. You guys see that big old chunk of clay? But that bowl box broke it up. That bowl box broke it up. Listening and setting my switch back up. Yeah. It was this your bucket? Was this well, the white bucket was your Oh mama bear, you're right. Oh guys, look at here. Mama Bird was right. The bucket that we just did, that we got all that gold out of, look what it says on it. It was found at the huge crevice by Mama Bird on 9/5 of 25. Well, Mama Bird, you found gold. There's gold in that bucket. Oops, it's empty. What do you mean keep them all? Assaults will be reported. There you go. There you go. You guys see that? She said, she said, you better clean them buckets up. Make sure we have enough buckets to take down there. Whatever we got left, you better go ahead and run it. Her and Joe all winter was on me. Joe would send me like daily or weekly texts saying, don't get in them buckets. They got last year. And then here we are getting ready to go prospecting. And I still have full buckets of material because I didn't get in the buckets. The good thing is whatever we get from this trip, I'm gonna take one bucket and use for pay dirt for you guys, but then I'm gonna take the rest of them and we're gonna clean them up and run them like they ain't no tomorrow. hmm Steve, it is 4 hours one way from our front door. We tried three different ways to get there, uh, three different highways, and it don't matter. It is 4 hours to the nose to get from our house to the creek where we go at down there. Now, with that said, there is some pots that we can be in a couple hours that have really good gold too, but they are not. Uh, they might be a little closer, but we find more consistent gold in this spot than anywhere else. And by we, I mean I'm talking a lot about priority prospecting because this is where we go at down there. It's one of his spots. He's the one that actually found it, and he told me about it for like 2 years. He said, "You're gonna have to come down here and try it. You're gonna have to come down here and try it." And I just kind of blew it off. It's like, why leave a place that has gold to go look for a place that has gold? And no, no, no. He was right as he usually is. Joe's a pretty smart feller. Uh, yeah, it's no matter where you go, when you stick a pan in, you're gonna come back with gold. Mickey's buddy went down there last year, and I don't know, they spent maybe 6, 8 hours prospecting, and they together they found a damn good amount of gold around this inside bend where the two one or actually three of the tributaries come up at. Yeah, this is the clay bucket, Mama Bird. It is. Look at this. Look at that clay. It's just rolling down through there. So you got to break that clay up. It's clay steals gold, man. And it is not breaking it up all the way. It is rolling some pretty good sized clay balls down here. But I'm catching it all and I can break that up and rerun it. That piece actually looked like it had a piece of gold on it. That piece of quartz. I don't know. I don't know. Just break out the rock crusher. She's already mad. There you go, Zaxton. I like the way you think, man. Jason says he drives 2.5 hours to get to his spot down there. Them's fighting words, Zaxton. Uh-oh. Big old hunky chunk of clay sitting right there. See that clay? This is where mini trauma would come in handy. Or Mickey. Mickey's got a big old nice Keaton trauma. Man, that thing, I love using that. Clay balls. That's a chunk of clay there, guys. The whole bucket is full of that clay. You see it? All we can do is feed it and hope it breaks it up. The thing is I'm catching everything. So if it don't, I will rerun this at a different date. Maybe turn that water up just a little bit. Get a little more flow going there. This time when we clean it up, when we clean the sluice up, I'm going to clean the two mats out separate, the top and the lower mat, just to see, keep my control study going smooth and catch up with chat. Flying Arrow, hey Jared, welcome in, pal. Hope you're having a great Monday. Mud Nuggets, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Crush them rocks and go to war. Throwing down the gauntlet. Man, it's just beautiful, beautiful clay. Love it. Now there is at this particular spot where we're going at. There's two different types of clay. There's a lighter gray clay and really dark clay, and there's a significant difference in the amount of gold that both hold. Joe was able to point that out. He has a Flower Gold Wizard micro cleanup sleeve too. And I don't think, I mean, his run's like 24/7. He's like all the time sleeping. I see gold in his bucket, a tiny little flag. That's cool. But this is the darker clay. So we're going to see how much gold is in here. At another spot down there at No Tellin' that we call the Oasis, you guys have seen countless videos and you've seen a lot of gold. You guys have gotten a lot of gold. We've taken a lot of gold out of that over the last 25 years or so. But good gold. That spot down there has got a white clay layer. Uh, I call it white. It may be more of a light, really super light gray, but when you see it, it's like solid white. Well, at a distance, it looks like quartz. I mean, coming out the side of the bank where the creek has cut it down over millions of years, you can see a definite layer, and at a distance, it looks like a big quartz layer. And you get up to it, it's solid clay. It looks like a white layer. Oh my goodness, when you run into that, that's just got some junky chunks in it. Chunky monkeys. Love it. That's the spot that the entire creek is fed up on out of a cave system. It comes up out of the ground like an artesian, but it's not. I have checked the geology and I've asked the MU extension down there if that was isn't an artesian, and they said no, that is just a Missouri wet water cave system that constantly. It's different. The geology is different than an artesian uh, system is. It's old lava tube that took when the volcanoes were forming is what it is, and after the tectonic plates did the shifting, because this was millions and billions of years ago. When they shifted, it opened up a waterway underneath, and the water runs through that old worm tube, I guess you'd call it, a lava tube, and we find so many specimens down there and so much quartz that has gold in it. I love that place, but it is hands down the hardest place that we have in here that I know about to get to. It is at the very bottom of that mountain, and it is big. And getting down to it, gravity helps. It doesn't take much to get down to it. Uh, it's deep inside the national forest too, so we can't use any kind of equipment. All we can use is scoop and pan, but we can take buckets out of there. And oh God, it takes hours to carry 2 5-gallon buckets of material of ponds out of there. But it's well worth it when we go. But I can't go right now with a broken ankle. There is no way I could transverse that mountain with this broken ankle. Oh, I probably could, but I would regret it for the rest of my life. Clay, clay, everywhere clay. Stopping up my sluice with that clay. Do this, don't do that. Can't you see that clay? Yeah, I think so too, Rob. I think that, and that's one of the reasons. Me and Rob thinks a lot alike. One reason is we are a lot alike. We've done a lot of the same stuff, growing up and in life. But another way, we're both very ADHD, and our minds think in different ways. But yeah, I was thinking the same thing because it's holding on to it, and I can see. Let me try to zoom in right here without disrupting too much. Well, you can see them. You guys can see them. I don't have to zoom in. These are clay. That's clay balls. That's clay balls that are sitting there that made it underneath that system up there. So I think Rob is right. When I'm running my finger over these and breaking them up through that 16th inch classifier there, I think that we're going to see more gold than normal in the bottom of that, on that bottom map. Normally, the only thing oh man, another big clay ball to throw down. In that bottom map, the only thing I find is the teeniest of tiny of micros. And I think that's probably still going to only be teeny tiny micros in there. But because that's what we usually get down there, and that's what the clay's holding on to. But I think we're going to find more than normal because it's not getting caught in this top map because of the clay. Use it as a header box for the adventure sluice. I will probably continue to use it like it is, Dan. Poor man got poor ways. And, you know, with the holes that are already in this, seeing it now, I'm going to take some rod and I'm going to epoxy some rods in there and then put them back together with the epoxy on both sides, super glue all around it, and I think I can repair this or it'll work just fine. I think. I hope. I have a spot nearby the creek goes underground. It only comes up during rains and snow melt. I would love to dig down into it and see. Yeah, wouldn't you though? You have found gold above and below, and that's another thing at the Oasis. I guess it's been about, I don't know, 8 years, 10 years ago now. Mama Bird was down there with me, and she loves crevicing, and there is so much bedrock down there at that place. And she was up above where the water boils out, and it was all dry where she was at. Now, of course, wet weather, snow melt, stuff like that, it does flood out down there, and it's an old dry ancient creek bed, but she was up above their crevicing, and I was down below digging right by where the water flows up out of the ground, and it kind of rolls right there, and it is a nice deep pocket that it rolls in. But anyway, she found, I forget exactly, but it was over a gram of gold. We spent the day down there. But anyone knows that does well, at least for us, that is one hell of a day. If you can go down there and crevice for a day and pull out a gram of gold, you done. And she was up in a spot that I didn't think would have gold. I even told her, I said, "You're not going to do no good up there, but have fun with it." And she come back with Ziploc bags that she had taken from different crevices and put in her bucket. And yeah, she proved me pretty well. She found a lot of gold. And that was that was Mama Bird. That trip, I just thought of that. That was her very first picker, gold picker, that she found in Missouri. And what was it, Mama Bird? I think 0.116 is what it was. I think it's 0.116 picker, her very first one. We have it. I'll have to get it out and look at it. She has I have my very first Missouri picker from 1,000 years ago, and hers are both in the same old thing that we put in, and then they're in the safe. But I don't remember the life of them what it was. Right now. 0.116 and point. They were 0.0100 off. The two of them was from being exactly the same. I'm gonna have to turn the hose on to rinse this clay out. This bucket. Water ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna have to spray that out. That is not a bucket. But for now, break up these clay balls stuff down here. I'm excited, man. All that clay in here. There may not be a thing in here, cause just because you find clay don't mean you find gold, but still, it's fun. J. Paul, welcome in, J. Paul. Right, exactly, Rob. And that's what it is, a beta test, it's beta model. 14 amazing people still in here. I appreciate you guys. Break up this last bit of clay right here. Got it. Clean off them grizzlies. Let that run for just a second. I'm gonna let it run for a second. Hey, you Prospector Scotland! Howdy, howdy, Scotland. Welcome in, my friend. I hope you're having a wonderful day. So this was out of Mama Bird's bucket. And I'm sorry, Mama Bird. I didn't realize that was your bucket. But it's clean now. There was gold in it. Ha ha. And then this is an empty one here. We will it is empty. Well, there's something in it, but wasn't no gold in it. A little dabble of water, I guess. We'll be cleaning it up. Let's shut her down. Shut her down, clean her up. See what we can do here. Pop the grizzlies out. Bring them out. Because when I pack this up this time, I'm packing it to go to the mountains with me. I'm going to take it to the mountains. I'm going to let folks use it. I hopefully can repair it before I take it down there. This is one of the beta machines. I got it back in November when they sent it to me. So, like they said, like Rob said, they're just working out some of the issues, you know? Got to fill this snuff or squirt bottle back out here. With the raw, I didn't see. I learned something. You guys taught me something today. DP learns all the time. That's what it's all about, guys. I didn't know that we could 3D print aluminum metal. There is a process to it, but you can do it. This guy's smarter than me in here was telling me how to do it. Brewers, welcome in, Brewers. Go tell it on the mountain. That's right. Mr. Hogan, I wish you was able to make it down here with us. Man, we're gonna have so much fun this weekend. And Carl, my brother Carl, man, I wish so much he was, and was coming, but his partner tried to kill himself. Well, not really tried to kill himself. He just was riding a one wheel skateboard, and grown man, and kind of got busted up. All right, let's clean this thing out one time. Let's clean this out. Let's turn this camera down here again. You guys see the cleanup. Unhook my hose. Slide out my mat. Slide this top section out. I'm going to submerge that now. So I can stick that in there and clean that header box out real good. I'm going to set it out in the sun. Well, not in the sun, but set it outside here where it'll dry nice to do my little repair that I'm going to do on it, my little modification. Clean this top mat out, and then we'll clean the bottom mat out completely separate. And then we'll clean the frame out to see if any gold got caught underneath the mats. Hey, that's a good idea. We got 3 cleanups on this, and I don't know if there's any gold in this. There may not be a flake in it. But I got it clean anyway. That's a clean mat. The transparent aluminum. Yeah, I love that episode of Star Trek. That's one of my favorite, by the way. Caught the reference. Yeah, this I love. It is very effective. The design on it is just absolutely mind blowing. The production of it. I got one of the beta editions, and I broke one of my ears off right there. So I can repair that. And this was. It still looks like it works fine without that. Yeah, exactly. One wheel, bro. Exactly, man. Now, guys like me and you will get on it, but people expect that out of us, Trouble for everyone. I can imagine one wheel. I wouldn't call it a piece of junk by no means. What I would call it is it's like everything else. We're learning. Yeah, they got millions of different people are printing pans and sluices and different things right now. 3D printers are great. 15 years from now, the technology on 3D printing is going to be much different. And this design, this design that they put together with the 4-inch top going to an alluvial flare with a secondary set of classifiers going to a 6-inch down there on the bottom to catch the micros, the design is spot on. The material, not so much. I agree. The material, no. It's got a lot. We've got a long way to go. We got a long way to go. But you know what? That's how we learn. They're learning steps, learning curves. Yeah, I don't do reviews either, and I do tell the truth. And that's why I could have done this whole thing and never told people that this was broke when I pulled it off the shelf. I could have. But the truth is it broke, and you guys need to know that it broke. And I recommend taking this out to the river? Hell no, I wouldn't take it out to the river. After seeing that break on my shelf inside my house, yeah, I GP gonna bust it up at the river probably. I gave up on unicycles at 45. I've never rode a unicycle, so I guess I gave up on them at birth. There it is, Zaxxon, and that's why we do the 3D printing. It's the fact that we can actually make something modular like this just because we designed it, and the computer is smart enough to tell the printer where to lay it at and stuff. That's amazing. The material though just isn't the quality, and that has nothing to do with the people that make them. That's just what 3D is now. But it's like everything else. I'm gonna go with a gun. It's like a firearm. It is. Picture your firearms hundreds and hundreds of years ago when they first developed them. How many blew up and killed people? How many would not fire? How many, the old flintlocks? How many would not this and that and that and this? They didn't proof test the steel. It took them years and years and years to learn how to make that steel, that iron, to where it would actually hold together. And then the rifling from the smooth boards to the rifling. Well, this is why we're talking about completely two different things. It's the same concept. It is 3D printing is new enough that we're learning on it. And these learning curves are cool. I'm going to start panning and see if there's any gold in it. There may not have been a piece of gold in the blue bucket. Up there's gold in the blue bucket. I see it. Ooh, tiny gold, but there's gold in there. I wish Brewers and Scott was going to be down there this weekend too. Oh, we get in trouble. We have fun. We'd have some fun. And a lot of people going to be down there. Well, I say a lot. They're really not. At first I was going to make this a big event and have a bunch of people. And Mama Bird said, if this is for my birthday, I would rather just have certain people there. And I said, well, how you going to do? You going to send them out an invite? She said, no, let them ask us, and then we'll tell them yes or no. So that no's an acceptable answer. But so far, the only people that said they wanted to come is all people at Mama Bird said, oh hell yes, I want them there. If they want to be there, let them come down. Sorry guys, I got quiet. I'm looking at my pan here. That piece looked cool. It was a little tiny piece of quartz, and when I busted it with my fingernail, and there was one tiny, tiny little micro that was inside of it. The good, strong material isn't cheap. Yeah. Switchback's not worth $200. No, I agree. The design is worth it all day long, but the material that it's used with, probably not. I have to agree with that. Skydiving is safer than a unicycle. Now, I love this. I love skydiving. Haven't been in a long time, but it's fun stuff. I used to love to jump, and I have haloed, and I have fast chalked. Fun stuff. I am not seeing the amount of silver in this one that I was seeing in that other one. Tiny little silver flakes. But I haven't done that bottom mat yet either. If my feet aren't on the ground, it's probably not safe for me anymore, sister. Well, I don't think there's not near as much gold in this clay as there was in the crevices Mama Bird done. But we didn't run as much material either. But there is definitely gold in here. And it's definitely all small, what I'm seeing so far. You guys see where I'm at. But you can see the gold starting to show up down in there. Tiny little tiny micros. Love it. Let me read chat here. Only thing I'm flying in is have four wheels and a steering wheel. I would love to. Got a 103 ultralight. My first ride on ultralight was my last ride on an ultra. Yeah, them little ultralights. I know they have a purpose, but man, something about being, up in the air, thousands of feet up in the air, and hear you're like, oh, oh, oh no. Especially that's one of the times that it pays not to know much about engines if you don't, because knowing what you know, if a guy like Zaxxon that knows about everything there is to know about mechanics and engines, yes, I could see to where that would be a huge, huge bummer. There is gold in them there hills, boys. I could not. Well, I can imagine, but it would be a dream to be able to go down there and just see, even if I had nothing to do with it, just see what you could get out of there in a week's time with a backhoe and a big, trommel. And that would be cool. But that will never happen in this spot because it's all Mark Twain National Forest. Well, it could happen, I guess. There's ways around it, but I would never do it because one, I don't have the funds to send in for all the stuff. And two, I don't have any of that big equipment. And three, I put in for a dredge permit, sent my money into the state three different times over the years, and I got denied every time. So they obviously don't want me doing no mining. Well, guys, I think this is enough to move the scale. It's going to be close, and it is nowhere the amount that I got out of that bucket that Mama Bird pulled out of the crevices. Notice I whispered when I said Mama Bird because I know she's listening. But it's still beautiful gold, and this is probably the average, more like the average of what we're getting down there out of a bucket full of material. Concentrates, not no big pieces, not no overabundance of it, but you know what? It's gold, and all gold matters. And the best part is I was the very first human to ever see this gold right here. And now you guys are right there with me because you seen it. That's a pretty smile. I don't care who you are. That right there, party. That party, Gertie. All right. This is out of Mama, or my, I don't know whose bucket the blue one is. It's not marked, but the white one was Mama Bird's. The one without the cap that has the tape, we just took out of Mama Bird's. So now I've got to clean out the bottom mat and see if the bottom mat caught anything. Clint, welcome in, my brother. Yeah, commercial planes are great. I agree, Zaxxon. I like to fly anyway. Dang, that was fast, Carl. Thanks, brother. You know what? It may show up before we leave Thursday. Speaking of ultralights, my brother Miller, Carl Miller Outdoors, just showed up, and he is a pilot, and he owns his own plane. He owns a Cessna. The tractor and trailer was getting close. Must go faster. I am always, yeah, that's just it, man. We go down there, been married 40 years. We share everything. It don't matter what it is. It ain't, this is my money, this is your money. It's our money. And the same thing goes with the food and everything. But when it comes to the gold material, nah, that's Mama Bird's. Even the stuff I dig up, that's Mama Bird's material. Jackson, you have a great day, man. And thanks for being here and thanks for all the fun. Love you, brother. Put a gold marker on Mama Bird. Later, Zaxxon. Later, buddy. All right. Gotta get rid of that. Better out than in. So let's clean out this bottom mat. It's a much bigger mat, and that micro dredge mat is designed to hold them heavies, and by God, it's got them in there. Let me tell you. So it's going to take a little longer to clean out, a little longer to pan out. But hey, that's what we have fun. Panning's a good time. Having a good time here, panning. Ooh, all my friends are here. Yeah, Clint, we're partly mostly overcast here. It's not supposed to rain today, but tomorrow we're supposed to get some good storms, but we still need the rain. With this many heavies caught in that mat, I am going to stratify the hell out of it and knock off some of that quartz off the top, get rid of some of them heavies. You guys know what it's like. You know what I'm talking about. Let some of the less dense material roll off my pan. I'm utilizing them bigger hunka chunkas. Hunka chunka burning love. Hunka chunka burning love. And then we'll pan it back and see if that bottom mat caught any shiny. About to that point. Let's do that. Stratify back down here in the bottom convicts of this sluice fox pan. I love this sluice fox pan. It's my little cleanup pan. You got to go slow on this. This is the bottom mat, and it's designed to catch them tiny pieces. Now, it might have bigger pieces in there because I was breaking clay balls up down on the bottom. And like Rob said, I bet there's more in there than normal. Usually, there you can get color, but it's not. I've never had it enough to move the scales on the bottom mat yet. But I've only been using this since November too, and in all honesty, I've used the hell out of it. Mama birds. There was a month and a half that every day, first thing when she get home from work, she'd get on the switchback and run material. Set aside the silver 1 ounce in a case, 99.9999 silver, ready to mail. Ooh, that's gonna That's what? That's one of the. It's in the duck race tonight. The mash dollar donation duck race. Man, got a chance to win 1 ounce of silver for $1. That's pretty awesome. All donated by the real Mr. Hogan. And then we got me and Mama Bird has made up a bunch of the mash IV bottles. The ones that are in the duck race are all quarter gram, and then we got other quarter gram ones made up too. And then we got some 10.10 plus gram bottles made up. We got chat bags made up. It's gonna be a fun night of giveaways, guys. The donation duck race boxes all come with a minimum of a quarter gram of gold, a harmonica, which was similar to ones that the soldiers carried during the Korean War from 1950 to 1953, a Hershey bar, which was the most popular candy bar at that time, and there's a small American flag in each one. There's tiny little soldiers in each one. The IV bottom, custom made. It is the mashed gold fever antidote bottles. They have all added gold in there, and they're cool. And they come with a little stand where you can hang them up. They're cool little IV bottles. And a MASH 4077 t-shirt. We got all the shirts are all extra large because it's hard to buy for someone if you don't know who's the winners, if you don't know what size they wear. But most people can pull an extra large off, even if they're smaller or bigger. They can usually pull off an extra large. Get back up there, gold. Get back up there, gold. Are you trying to convince me or yourself that panning back heavies is fun? I don't think I was trying to convince anything. I was just saying I like it. I enjoy it, especially when it's this dense and this heavy. The great thing is not only is 90% of that all magnetics, 90% of the bigs, the classified stuff in here is all magnetics too. And it's stuff that, I mean, that you wouldn't expect to have iron in it. It's got iron in it. Pretty crazy. Ah, there's a lot of good fractured quartz in it too. Yeah, boy. Them bigger pieces of stuff is what me and Mama Bird have been putting out in her little rock garden area, and we've been using them RC controlled trucks, the dump trucks and backhoes and stuff, and then taking them and act like we're having fun. Just grown ups having fun. I guess we're not even grown ups. I'm just a grown boy. I am not seeing nothing near the amount of gold in this. I'm not seeing any gold in this bottom mat yet, to be honest with you. But I'm not to the bottom yet, so we don't know. I am seeing a little bit of silver, a little bit of lead, which you can expect. Tiny garnet in there. But I haven't seen so much as a micro of gold in this bottom mat yet. And usually I do find micros in there. Every time I've done the control study on a measured amount of gold, I always find micros. But that don't mean that there's micros in here. Don't mean there's not. It just means that if I don't see any, that the mat either didn't catch it or there was no micros to spit out the end that the top mat caught it all. And the way them clay balls were staying in there, I really thought there would be more micros in there. Really. Oh, I do see a micro. I see one so far. One micro in there. And we didn't run very much material either. That was the thing. So I see two micros in that bottom mat, and that was it, guys. Two. And they are tiny. But that's okay. Now let's clean out the frame and see if there's anything in it. See if anything got under the mats. Got it. Got lunch duty. Much love to you too, Mama Bird. Don't forget to give an entry. Yeah, about did. Sorry, Mama Bird. I will give away. I'll make sure to give away some entries. I think I'm going to give away 3 or 4 for tonight. Look, extra large makes for a good sleeping shirt, says DNA. Absolutely. Yeah, I bet you did. That's just it, man. That's just the way it comes out. There's nothing added to that except now. I have to tell you, I have to say this, guys. Me and Mama Bird earlier last year had sent Menardo Rob and Digging It Back Charlie both a bag, pay dirt bag, so they could have some fun with them. We went on a live with both of them, and they panned them out. Both did a great job, I thought. Well, Charlie really got the fever. Charlie got the fever as bad as anyone I've ever seen. Digging It Back Charlie, and he is now into the gold. He loves to pan gold. So we had so much fun with it. We made up 2 more 1/4 gram bags, and we got as close to a 1/4 gram as I could get on measuring the gold out. And then we took straight up material straight out of the bucket, just like you guys seen. I think it came out of the either the white or the blue bucket, one of the two, because they was the two that was left in the house. Because we just made these up a couple weeks ago. Well, here's the deal. They're neither one in here right now, so I can say this. We took I took a magnet and pulled as much of the heavy black sand out of Rob's bag and put it into Charlie's bag. Now, I did tell them both that I did this in the notes that I sent with them. I said, you know, I took a lot of the black sand out of Rob's bag and put it into Charlie's bag. And it was just like that. And here's the other kicker. And this is a secret, so don't tell them because they're not in here. So don't tell them. But they both have almost identical amounts of gold, 1/4 gram of gold in each one. Well, Charlie's bag has gold just like you see me panning out here. Just this straight up but gold. It's a great practice for him. Well, Rob's bag's got a little bigger gold in it. They're all pickers or nuggets. Don't tell nobody. It and we're going to be on panel with them again, and they're going to go live panning these out. I can't wait to see the look one on Rob's face when he pulls that back and starts seeing that big chunky gold that's in there. and how much easier it's going to be because it's like I said, I took out almost all the heavies, all the black sands, and then to watch the, and I'm going to tell them, we might tell them, say, hey, just for fun, let's do this as a time thing. Let's see who gets their gold out, their quarter gram out the fastest. That'll be a good time. You're mean, Dan says. I love it. I give away a half gram of gold to them two wonderful people. I can't think of anybody that deserves it more. I don't know what being mean is that. Oh, you mean about the ad and the sand? I could have been really mean and took my brother Carl's advice. He said, GP, remember that time I sent you that bag with all them brass shavings in it? I said, yeah, I remember that. He said, dump them over there in Charlie's bag. I did not do that. Yes, this is true. My brother Carl did send me a bag that was full of brass shavings. I don't wait. They might have not been brass. I don't remember, but it wasn't gold, whatever it was. Now this is the bottom. I just cleaned the framework where the mats are setting off, and I don't want to find any gold in this. You don't want gold getting under your matting system. So let's see if there's any in there or not. Getting down there to the nitty gritty, and we ain't talking about a dirt man. And I see micros in it, so that's not a good thing. I do have there is micros getting. I actually have more micros under the matting system than I had in the bottom of the. I have 5 micros, tiny little micros in there. Let's suck them up. Got 'em. And that could be that I didn't have the mat pushed up far enough, or whatever the reason I was, and it could have been the crack too. The crack in the framework. Whatever the reason, I had 5 micros make it under the mat. Now, if I ran a whole bucket, and that was probably a sixth or an eighth of a bucket, I would exponentially increase that. You would assume so those might be, that there was a weighable amount out of a full bucket of concentrates that you could get from under the mat. So that's not necessarily a good thing, but on something like that, there is a 99.9% chance that that was user error, that was me that did it. Got the grizzlies cleaned back out, stick them back in. And I'm going to wash this all back down. So I'm not going to assemble that because I'm going to try to make a repair on this so that I can with good conscience use it this weekend and let the other people use it that are interested in it. Cleaning the copper cell and making mods from lessons learned. Damn it, Carl, says Hogan. Still got 12 amazing people in here. Guys, it's pretty windy. So I don't want to, I don't think I want to do I don't know, I might try it and we'll see. We probably won't get a real accurate gold reading, but I know there's enough to weigh it. Uh, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it all at once instead of doing two. So first, let me show you what come out that little bit out of the blue bucket. We'll do a snuffer dump. This is it right here. The one I left to put the cap back on. Get a little bit of water in there and rinse that off. That's pretty gold. I don't care who you are. Woo! I love it. Every time I do a snuffer dump, I don't care where the gold come from. I don't care if it was out of a pay dirt or if it was straight out of the ground. When you do a snuffer dump, it's always a good time when you see that. I watched Brewers and Scott. Scott did several little snuffer dump shorts out there, but man, they was flat tearing it up. So there's the snuffer dump out of that one. Let's turn this down. So I'm gonna add just a little water to it so that it helps to magnify it some. That's pretty gold. That's pretty gold right there. Small gold. It's pretty. That come out of that clay. I didn't do a gold dance, bro. I did. Hang on. Brewer wants a gold dance, guys. Brewer wants a gold dance. So I'm gonna turn this up, and this is with my broken ankle. Now, Mama Bird the other day fishing told me I wasn't allowed to do no gold dances with my or fishing dancing with my broken ankle, but she didn't say anything about gold dance. So here it is, GP doing the gold dance. Got to click the buckets together. It don't work. The buckets make the gold, man. Shit. I think I did the wrong dance. It's raining. Gold dance, rain dance, fit. I got them mixed up. Steve, it was a stupid thing. I was cutting my grass. There was a little slope out in the front lawn. I was cutting my grass, push mower, and I was walking backwards, and I slipped, and my right ankle come up underneath of me as I went down and landed on it, and I fractured my fibula. Mandy, look at that! Mandy come in just in time for the gold dance. Yeah, it was a sorry gold dance. I know, guys, but hey, it was all I could do. Man, that wind blowing. Clouds are getting dark. The wind blowing. I'm pretty sure I did a rain dance and not a gold dance. Now, let's light up the sky because this is out of Mama Bird's bucket. We seen it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Crevices for the win. Crevices for the win, Mama Bird. Mama Bird loves the crevice, man. And I can't say that I blame her. She gets good results. Got it all in there. Now that doubled it, tripled it, quadrupled it, and pour some of that water off there. Have a look at that. Let's do a little zoom. Billions and billions of years ago, born in the hearts of stars, as the planet was forming, before all creation, an element was deposited. Just so that GP and Mama Bird and the Gold Kingdom could find it someday. That is a beautiful snuffer dump. All 100% Missouri gold, 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 gold. Love it. Love, love, love it. Good morning, Willie. Terrible sight for sober eyes. Hey, you know what? I sung "Happy Birthday" to Brewers the other day, and I had to text him and tell him I'm sorry, man, if I made your ears bleed. So I'm going to suck this up. We're going to dry it out, and then we're going to see if we can set it up someplace quick enough to get a little bit of weight on it. Crevicing takes patience. Yeah, brewers. I like to crevice, especially when it's really, really hot out and I'm doing some sniping and stuff. I like to crevice then. But most of the time, I know that it's wrong, but I stay away from the crevices most of the time. I just dig for the gold. But Mama Bird is drawn to them and always has been. I mean, for 20 years, she's been going every time we go prospecting, she hits some crevices and she's got all the little crevicing tools to dig with and stuff. And I tell you, one of the best tools that we found, or that she found, is a mortar tool. One of the mortar grout tools that have the big concave. They come in 3 different sizes. Man, she can scoop them crevices out and dump it in there. It works good for her. And they're only like $2. Cause you save big money at Menards. That one piece is so pretty. It is such a pretty piece. I'm gonna set that there and zoom in on that smile I just tapped up. Mark, welcome in, Mark, to seeing all the Texturus. So this one piece has got so much little definitions when you zoom it in. I'm gonna have to stick that under the microscope and look at it. You know what I mean? Because I bet it's still got some host rock on it. Let's suck this up. Got it. Got it all back in there. And I got my little pan over here. And I got my scale. I think that if I move everything down to this end of the table and set up a bit of a wind block, that I might get away with this. I know, Mike's growing a chicken's ass, GP. I got my little pan here. I got the mama board torch of terror. And gold will always find the lowest spot. You're right, Rob. I'm 100% right. It's a simple density. It's all about the density and put it in the water for specific gravity. Out in the air, we have inches of mercury, but underwater, it's specific gravity. GP is a dork, but you got to have fun. I think we got it all out of that snuffer bottle. Pour it out in this pan right here. Heavy Metal Prospector, welcome in. I got to make you a moderator, man. Come on now, don't be coming in here all gray. You got to be blue, because you're special too. You guys can hear the wind blowing my torch. It blew it out. I had to relight it. Well, I may have just got all this beautiful Missouri gold out there and gonna blow all over my backyard. If it does, it does. It's not the first time I've done that. There is two really nice pickers that we got out of Ohio a few years back that I know for a fact that are right near this spot somewhere in my backyard. Because I'm the one that flipped the table over and they were on the table. And then I'm the guy that spent 3 days with the metal detector digging my backyard up. You know what? I have more metal in my backyard Fiber optic cables, nails, staples, screws, everywhere. I couldn't detect 6 inches without it going, without getting a wobble pop. Bell not grab, muscle shell. Howdy, howdy, my friend. All right, here's what we got in there. I got a little bit of black sand still in there. That's all right. I can get that out. Just a step for a stepper. And then I'm going to move my camera, if I can, without destroying the world too much. We're going to slide it over here where I have the scale set up at. I set this in there as kind of as a wind block. Don't know if it'll work or not. I'm going to move my hose over. Always put hot gold in metal. I know you guys hear me say that every time, and there's a reason behind that, because I've melted the hell out of them little plastic things putting hot gold in them. That's the reason. I think it's enough to move the scale. Are we going to get rich today? Hell no. Are we going to make any money today? Oh, hell no. We're going to make shit off of this. But you know what? That that right there, that little bit of gold right there is going to put a big smile on somebody's face, because that's going to be going. Guys, you see how the scales just moved on it after? Let me zoom in. You guys probably can't see nothing because of that wind. That wind blows. See how the scales are jumping? It's because it's windy out here. But this will go into somebody's bag, and I may just put it in one of the bags for tonight. All except for that one piece that's got the character. I want to look at that. But that's a win. I don't care who you are. Oh, point 132, 132, 132. Look at that, look at that, look at that one time, would you? Pretty. Zoom in. Zoom in. No, 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 no. Quit moving the camera so it'll quit shaking. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous gold right there. And the wind blew, and now it said 0.148. If the wind, it still says 0.132. Oh, the wind's really blowing. Okay, we got to stop that. We can't lose it. Putting the cover down. Shields up. Red alert. Boop, boop, boop. Now, with the shields implied, the scale's still jumping around. Now it says 0.123, 127. So, yeah, the wind affects it. You want to. Holy cow, the wind's really blowing. Locking her down. We ain't going to lose no gold. Look at that. Crazy. Can you tell me how you set up the cleanup buddies? Says Mark DeCinos. Now, if the cleanup buddy is super, 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 super easy setup. It basically, depending on if you have a 110 volt or a 12 volt one, because they make both models, it sets up simple. You want to start with a good level surface. You put it inside of a container, much like the one that I have the switchback sluice setting in here. And then as this cleanup buddy is setting in there, then you want to fill the water level up to the indicator on the side of the cleanup buddy that says water level. And then that's where you want to go to on it. Then once you get that going, before you add anything to it, run it. Turn it on, plug it in, turn on your speed controller, whatever you're using, whatever power source, get it going. And look at it and watch it and check your flow rate on it. You check your flow rate, one, by either timing the flow and going to 60 seconds on the amount of water that you're putting in there. And then you know that's so many gallons per minute. And then you can transfer that by times it by 60 to so many gallons per hour. And then you can adjust your pump, because a lot of people don't know that the pump that comes with the cleanup buddy is adjustable. On the back of them, there's a dial, and that's the inlet. And then you can turn that dial to the left to add the water flow, to the right to decrease the water flow. And that's basically all there is to it, other than once you get the flow the way that you want it, everything's level. Then you want to take, as the water's running, and brush the mat out, because air displaces gold. Hopefully, I was able to answer your question. Yeah, and there's another one. If it's your brand new and it's the first time you're using it, use Dawn dishwashing soap. I love Dawn. We use so much Dawn just for that reason. I mean, we do clean all of our mats with it, and it's a good daily, weekly, monthly, however often you clean your mats. It's a good source to use to clean your mats with. Another little tip is whenever before we go prospecting, we take all of our pans that we use down on the river, and I always take them pans, clean them all up, and then I spread toothpaste all in them. Toothpaste is a surfactant, uh, and they will actually adhere just like it does to your teeth. The toothpaste, it adheres to your pan. So it gives you kind of a surfactant in the water for the first 3 4 uses of it, however long it lasts. And then, and then I'll also take, of course, I always take toothpaste when we're going camping anyway. One, to brush my teeth with. Two, at the end of the day, if I feel like it, I clean my pan again and rub a little more toothpaste in it. I always rinse toothpaste out good, but it does work. The absolute brewer is 100% spot on as it usually is. That you want to clean them mats out because they do have an oil residue on them. Man, have I got a mess? Did I make a mess? Yes, you did, GP. You made a mess. But you got gold. You got a little bit of gold out of there. You got a little bit of gold. So let me turn this camera up here where I can talk to my friends. I had some Goldgers in my cup. I got to run the switchback. I got to talk to you guys, and I have not got to give away any free entries into the duck race tonight. And Mama Bird said, be sure to do that. And we have 15 amazing people in here right now. Now, here's the thing you got to be a member of the Mama Bird's channel, which I think that everybody in here is, at least the ones that I can see in here. I know I've seen them on there. I know they're members, so that's not an issue. And you don't. The thing is, to win the race, you don't have to be present, but you do have to let me know what your address is. And you only have 7 days to do that in, because after 7 days, I'm gonna re-give it away. The other day, during Mama Bird members last live, she had a member that we didn't have an address to when one of the races, and we waited 7 days. Mama Bird announced it. We tried to get a hold of the individuals. No response. Didn't know where to send it to. So I went down the list, and the next person that we had the address for was Hobo Rob, which was second place. So, and he don't even know it, but he's got that already coming. I melted out last week. It's headed to his house. So that's headed to Rob right now. Heavy Metal, thanks for coming in, my friend. So, all right, let's do this. Let me get my chair. Let me get my chair here. I think you guys see me sit right here. Maybe. Yep, you can see me. So, MASH trivia. Mama Bird actually wrote down, we have the trivia game that we'll be playing tonight. She wrote down some questions while we was watching it over the weekend and stuff. So I won't use none of them, or maybe I will. But let's do this. What kind of work did you do? Said Steve. I'm a retired firefighter paramedic. Steve. And there he is putting his number in there. 2025074 Gold Kingdom. Brewers coming in there. What was the last episode of MASH? What was it called? There's a specific name for it. The first person, actually, the first three people to put the correct answer in chat is going to get a free entry into the duck races tonight. Let's see who them first three people is. That's why I picked it, Hogan, because I know you didn't watch it. But you know what? The name of it is on both the articles that you sent me. Two of the articles that you sent me, the name of that episode is on the TV guide and the magazine. It's right on it. It tells the name of the episode. Boom! Bill Snodgrass just got the first free giveaway. Boom! Brewers Prospector and just got another one. And I watched it, but don't remember, says Mark the Senile Detectorist. And Steve coming in with a GFA. Goodbye, farewell, and amen. That was it. There's our three winners. I'm going to screenshot that if I can. Got it. William coming in there with it. So, guys, them first four, I'm going to go ahead and give them four a spot. So, William, Steve, Brewer, and Bill. William, Steve, Brewer, and Bill. All just, and I just shut this off instead of screenshotting. Oh, man. Technology. Technology is hard on this old man. I think this is how you screenshot. That is not how you screenshot on here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, what am I going to do? I'm going to just have to write these names down. I think Rob left, and Rob usually does this for me and sends it to me. Rob's a great managing mod. Put it on my phone, and my phone on battery. And I lost you guys for just a second. Hopefully, I'm still there. Josie! We'll see. When I got over to my phone, it spun and said reconnecting. Thank you. Thank you, Bird. Yep, I'm back. I can see it. Yep. So I don't know why it did that. I lost you for just a second. Sorry. Bruce said hold three fingers on the screen and it should take it. You're awesome. I didn't know you could do that, Bird. Look at that. Very cool. Okay. Before my battery goes dead on my phone. Next question. Think of an easy one. The MASH theme song. What was the actual name of the MASH theme song? There is a name for it. And I know you guys mostly know, Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Josie says, I don't know. The name of the theme song to MASH. And you know what? You may not be able to actually write that word out because YouTube may not let you put it in here. So if you want to abbreviate or misspell it, I get that too. The first word to the song. I think I'm still here. I ain't don't see nobody answering. I posted it, says Mr. Hogan. I know you know what it is, Mr. Hogan. and it's not sewn because of that one word. So if you just want to put the other two words, that's why. There it is. Yeah. Yep, that one word, I thought about that. As soon as I asked the question, I was like, oh, YouTube's going to kick that. They're going to hold it for review. So, yeah. So, Hogan, I know you got it. Bill Snodgrass, I know you got it. And Josie just got it. There it is. Steve got it. So, I'll take another screenshot. Brewer's got it. And Mark the Senile. So, there we go, guys. We just give away 5, 6, 7, 9 entries. Yeah, you're right, Brewers. It's not letting it go through. And but I see you guys know what it is. So you four, yeah, you guys are gonna get a free entry. So that's two this Brewers won. Brewers won several since we started this. Congrats to the winners. Absolutely, absolutely, as always, man. Uh so there's 9 free entries, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for all you guys coming out here. Tonight's show, you know what? Everyone has got a chance to win something tonight. If you're just in there, as long as you're a subscriber, you got a chance to win. Uh, that's just it. For all of those that have got entries into the duck race or that have been gifted entries, and there was a lot of entries gifted. A lot of good people bought entries just to give away. That I think that's amazing. Who's going to win? I don't know, but we're going to run at least 3 races. If we get more entries tonight, we're going to run 4. I've got enough boxes made up to run 4. 3, of the quarter gram gold boxes, and then the box or the 1 ounce amazing silver coins, 1952 to 2001 silver Australian coin that the real Mr. Hogan, 99.9999 pure silver that he will be mailing out. Shirts in each of the boxes. It's going to be a good time. Me too, bro. That's it. I think that out of all the shows that I still watch today, that MASH is one that's got for me. It was my mother's favorite show, and my mom died early. She passed away when she was only 53 years old. And, it makes me think of my mother. I love that. That's one of the reasons why I watch it and became an enthusiast. But I watch that every day. When I say that, I pan every day, but I also watch MASH every day that I can. There's times that we're gone and I don't have access to it, but or what have you. But every day that I can, I watch it, and I always see something new, something funny, and it's like this is great entertainment. It really is, and that's most people feel the same way. One of the things that was will TV ever be the same? It was one of the articles in the magazine that the real Mr. Hogan gifted me. And yes, I read the magazine. I touched it. I read it. I even have the action figures out of the display case. They're never coming out of the original box, but I want to show them off tonight even better. But one of the questions was, will TV ever been the same? In my opinion, which means nothing. My opinion never means anything, and don't think that it does. No, TV was never the same. After MASH, it went to for a long time. It was, Josie. It ran for 11 years, and that was the longest running comedy for a long time. The show that took that over was actually animated. It was The Simpsons that beat that out. Now there's several more that beat it out. The longest running Western that still holds today was Gunsmoke, and it was 20 seasons long with 4 movies. MASH was 11 seasons. They had their own steel in their tent. Yeah, it was cool. And there's so much trivia stuff that is out there. So many what Easter egg little things and stuff that's out there. It's so fun. So you guys are going to see tonight. We're going to have some people on panel. They're going to be competing head to head. It's going to be like a bare knuckle fist fight without the actual fighting. We're gonna have fun, and one of them people is gonna win a box. But just for competing, them people, the contestants, they're gonna get a prize just for competing. And then chat's gonna get prizes, and we're just gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun with it. That's what we're gonna do. It is gonna be epic, Bill. It is, brother. So, guys, until tonight, be safe, be humble, be kind to everybody. Kindness is free, kindness is contagious. And there's no greater love than kindness, guys. So I love each and every one of you. I hope you guys have a marvelous Monday and whatever you're doing. And I hope you guys are totally blessed. So until then, until tonight, we will see you then 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock on the West Coast. Until then.